Calvin did no. What Calvin did is he did not succeed in completely insulting Gail. That's what he did. I wanted to see Gail cry.
You want to make Gail cry? It's so rude.
Yes.
So mean.
I'm with Charisse on this one.
No. He's not gonna heal us if we keep being mean to him.
Right. Okay,
He'll-
and we are live.
Her sweet face.
So
And plus, I have advantage now.
Oh,
He has
yeah.
advantage against me. I can get
It's
away
so
with
funny,
some.
the tone of my voice in that when I'm like, I am the last vestige of sanity on this rapidly sinking ship. I should not be the vestige of sanity. That's how you know you're
Are
screwed.
we live now?
What? Yeah, I think
oh
yeah,
yeah,
we're live.
We're live. Yeah. I was like,
I
and
think
we are live, and you guys are like, let's go.
Let's keep talking.
Let's go.
All right.
But hey, no, people. If people
Sorry, I
want
got
to know, I'm
distracted.
freaking crazy.
I got distracted.
So
Sorry, Harry.
As opposed to like every other time, we stay completely on task and focused.
Well, most of the time I'm in character, and I am not threatening Harry.
you guys on task and
When he's not
focused?
here.
Yeah, I know, right? Doesn't sound like us.
I was like, what game are you guys playing? Because it's not this one. No.
Let me be as crazy as my character, okay?
No. Fully support it. I'm down.
On and off screen. What? Did I say? No, I'm kidding. I love it. I love it.
I'll give you the finger.
Please don't.
So I have to ask, Dana, did you figure out the puzzle in the
Nope.
in the intro? Nope. Okay. You're gonna love it, cause yeah, no, it's really funny, cause Cedar figured it out first.
Mm-hmm.
And
Well,
then,
of course she did.
Yeah, and I was like, no surprise, and I guess Kiddis got it the next day. So I was just kind of wondering.
Yeah, no, I had a lot of other shit going on, so I kind of like the moment session ended, like the next day, and it left my head.
No worries, that happens. It's yeah, no, I get it. It's other priorities and whatnot, but
Yep.
cool. Okay.
No, I'm just weird, and I wake up with immediate thoughts running through my head.
I thought
And
me
it's
too.
just like-
I'm better at something when I go back the next day.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, you just need that rest period.
Amen.
That's how I study. You study right before you go to bed, conk out, and then most of the information stays.
Most, yeah, that's true.
Most.
I am definitely a study crammer. I'm not a procrastinator, but if I have to do something, I wait until the last minute, which I guess is procrastination. But you know what?
Yep. That is absolutely procrastination.
That's
The actual
definition.
the actual definition.
It's more laziness. I'm just too lazy to get it done at a good time. But okay, so we leave you guys with a stone Strix owl just floating above you, staring down at you, waiting for you to cast its gaze. We have our puzzle, and you have our statues of people still, I guess, room failed, if you will, or puzzle failed, just chilling, hanging out. And
Forever.
I think I put it in the Discord, but do you guys need a refresh of the puzzle, or what would you guys? How would you guys like to start off? Given where
Well, my
we
point
are?
was basically be like, well, we're just gonna go downstairs and let this do a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's not be hasty. Let's think about this, guys. We should check out the other floors and grab what we need before we move forward.
I wonder if there's more expensive soap. Because I'm gonna be running out soon.
That
I can go to the bath. 1 moment! I'm gonna
and he's gone.
All right. So
And I want to. Oh, sorry.
as it so Kiddis kind of runs downstairs back to the main ready rooms for each
like the
individual.
bathroom, and she's now digging to see if she can find expensive soap. So she just remembered. That's where she got her last one.
Yes, actually, soaps are the same quality, just different smells. If you go back into the black bathroom, this will be probably lavender and rosemary.
Ooh.
In
like that.
a soap that's filled with sand granules. So it's almost like a natural exfoliant soap. Where the soaps you found before were more liquid, these would be more of like a solid, probably with like a milk base. So they're just very extravagant, very like rich people would totally use these.
Kid is just like, thank you, magic room.
Now that the kid has taken off and on her own devices, what do you two remain?
Oh, no. Oh, no.
I promise not to make anything explode again.
I don't believe you. That's Sophie talking, not Cedar.
I wanted soup.
Yes, but at what cost? No, I'm kidding. I would like to go back to the little like study looking room, and I want to put the wooden mask that you described in my satchel.
Okay. So you're going back down to, I think did we have them on level 2, or were they with the sleeping? No, they were. That's right. That's right. They were more ground level, right? Where
I thought they were with the second floor.
I think we didn't you like clean
They
up?
were
the
in the
room?
office.
Oh, they were in the office. Okay. Oh, right. Because
Yeah, and the office was the skin floor.
Yep. So yes.
Oh no, that's what the kobolds were. We need to sneak. The skin floor seems chill.
Yep.
Yeah, no, but there's also the ones in the rooms.
Oh yeah.
So yes, if you at this point were to go back down to the second level, you would be able to still perceive kind of the same sounds. But were you to go back in, I would want you to make a stealth check just to see how sneaky you were, kind of
All right.
rummaging back through, if you will, because time has passed.
That's fair. That's fair.
Chaotic. Is the skin floor anemic?
22.
Yes. So you're able to sneakily go kind of back around the second floor. You kind of peek around the walls a little bit, but you almost float as you're kind of like bouncing off of the fleshy floor, if you will. And you're able to successfully go back and kind of re-rummage through things. You find some additional like quill pens and things like that you weren't sure were there before. It seems like things were rifled through or moved around a little bit, more than just you guys. It seems like there are more documents and more plans, if you will. One of the things that catches your eye is that you see kind of this drawing of this boat that is kind of like skis on sand, and seems like the new attack plan would be they're going to raid a group of like sand raiders with really interesting looking boats that kind of like would be like skiing through on sand dunes and things like that. So they're pretty neat looking. They catch your interest, but that's about all that's new.
Okay. I think I want to take an inkwell or two. I don't need any quills because I'm practically a quill dispensary. And the masks. How many of those are there again?
I think I had 3 in there.
3. Got it.
Mm-hmm. They're just very ornate, like just kind of thin wooden mask, almost made out of like a balsa wood. They're very light. They have straps on. They look like they were to be worn as kind of like a signature or a disguise.
Okay. I want to slip those into my satchel along with any inkwells I can find.
Cool. And you do so.
How many inkwells do I find?
We'll say 2. There'll be like
Cool.
one on top of the desk and one backup one in the drawer.
Nice. And that's really all I want to do in that room. I think. Yeah, and I'll see if I can track down Kittis, so we can walk down to the basement, at least as a group.
Kids has kind of got the door locked because I'm gonna try to pull out the opposite jacket thing.
I'm sorry, what were you doing?
I'm trying to pull out the opposite jacket because I put it in the bag and now I'm trying to pull it back out.
Okay. Call odds or evens and then roll.
Evens. 6.
Okay. So you get exactly what you were looking for. You get your arm in there. You kind of feel the toast brush the back of your hand, and you're like, "Nah, I don't want this." And you kind of flick it off to the side, and then right underneath it, you just have your your jacket that kind of pops out.
All right. So I want to so what exactly does it do? So it makes cold. Is that just it? Like, is it just like a light cold, or is it like I'm going into the Arctic cold?
Comfortable cold.
Well, this is not going to work then.
Okay. Yes.
So I was planning on basically wrapping the heart in it and basically using it using the jacket as a way to keep things like good.
Oh, I see what you're doing. So give me a general Arcana check.
Anna?
Yeah. Let's see if you know how to use a bag of, a bag-ish of holding.
14.
I'd say so. Items in the bag are not going to age.
Sweet. I put the heart in the bag.
And the reason behind it is because they're kind of suspended. And this one is actually more efficient at it. Time is almost completely still as opposed to a slow ticking. Specifically because the toast was probably made hundreds of years ago at this point. But it comes out fresh like the day it was cooked.
Anyway, so with that knowledge, I put the heart in the bag. I'm gonna keep the eye out because the eye does not decompose, same as the
You talking about Cedar's eye?
Yeah.
No, it's not. It's not decomposing. No.
You know, when you casually have your party member's eye in your bag.
She's like, she keeps it in the bag where it's easily attainable, not the one that she's gonna have to roll to get. So.
Yes. And then so anyway, I put the human heart in the bag because that one's gonna decompose, and then I put the opposite jacket back in the bag. And I'm like, well, this is gonna be. I should have used this in the desert, and then shoved it back in the bag.
Hindsight is 20/20, I suppose.
Perfect. So, do you guys all head down to the bottom floor?
Yeah.
Kidis gets kind of dragged down because she's more interested in finding more stuff.
All right. So what's our marching order then?
In the basement.
Mm-hmm.
What's our marching order down to the bottom floor?
I'll take point.
Okay.
I'm assuming I'm in the middle because I'm assuming you're gonna shove me in front so you can keep an eye on me and I don't wander.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna do that.
So as you make your way down, Dana, what I'd like you to go ahead and do is make an animal handling check.
Okay.
And a stealth check.
Stealth is a 22. Animal handling is a 4.
No,
Okay. So you don't recognize what they are. The room is kind of dark, and you can kind of hear the sounds of kind of animals roughing around, and you're able to kind of pick that up. But what you do is knowing, well, it's probably more over smelling it from the bottom floor as you kind of make your way down. You're like, oh, there are animals in here. So you know to kind of like sneak your way in to not alert anybody or anything, because you wouldn't want to startle an animal that was going to make a bunch of noise. And as you do, you're kind of going down to the bottom floor, and you can see 2 kobolds actually in the room attending to the animals, whatever they are.
We never even determined whether or not these kobolds would be mad at us for being here. Would they be mad at us for being here?
It's hard to say.
I'm honestly curious to find out.
All right.
This would be the worst place to do it though, because there's a kobolds and a bunch of animals.
I just imagine that you're gonna have the same exact idea as Dimran. Let's just walk out and see what happens.
Excuse me, that was my idea.
Yeah.
That's right.
It worked twice.
All right.
It worked.
Just by sheer luck, it worked.
But it worked. If Vox Machina can fail to open doors by dumb luck, I can get us in and out of the mine by dumb luck.
Task failed successfully.
Exactly.
All right. So right now the others don't see it. You kind of noticed, and they're still kind of behind you.
Okay. Can I try and listen in on what the Well, shit, I don't speak. Shit. Can I try and listen in on what the kobolds are saying if I understand them?
Are they speaking Draconic?
Let me see actually, because this is going to be a little different. I forget how I made them.
If they speak
Watch them speaking Sylvan.
Okay, so there's a little chatter back and forth. Go ahead and just do. So you're focusing on listening and what type of language. So this is going to be an investigation. So you understand.
Is this a Fae-related investigation?
This would not be, no.
Okay. And do I understand what?
Oh, just it's just more of an investigation because you're determining if you understand what they're saying and if you can hear it.
18.
Can I roll that as well?
Sure.
Awesome. Oh, 19.
Okay. And I'm saying the name right? It's just you're going by Dana for short?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
perfect. So 18 and 19. Interesting. So
Oh no, you said the word interesting. I'm scared.
well, it's more interesting for you because you guys are just kind of peeking in the door, just kind of putting your ears out there, waiting and kind of waiting for them to talk. And at first they kind of speak common, and then it actually slips into kind of like draconic slang. And then, yes, you do notice almost fluently Sylvan. They're actually jumping between all three languages. They seem to be kind of practicing with each other almost.
That's adorable.
And what you're kind of hearing is mostly complaints. They're upset that they have to keep after the animals, and they love them because riding them into combat makes them feel so powerful, and they're very glad that they ended up this way, in their twisted way, in their twisted form, because without them they wouldn't feel as strong, but also at the same time they're tired of being like the lowest rung and having to like feed them and take care of them. And what's interesting is you're not hearing hay or any sort of like grain meal being fed to the animals. It actually almost sounds like crystals or rock candy being munched on, versus you're like, okay, cool, so they're probably some form of horse, and you would anticipate meal, but you're not hearing it.
Is it bad that the second you said they were like practicing languages, I thought I should just walk in there like the Duolingo owl? I heard you didn't practice your Sylvan today.
Right? You get the notification, just ding.
Peter becomes the Duolingo owl. Didn't practice Draconic today. Time to die. I won't do that. Sorry, I had to share that. I needed someone else to experience that with me.
And you actually, I think, speak the most languages out of all of us.
I speak like 5.
I also speak 5.
Nice. Language twins-ish.
I only speak 4, and one of them is not Elvish. The
She
old child
cannot
does not speak the language of her people.
Chaotic
She cannot
is
sing you the song of her people.
choosing blessings again today, so depending on what happens, I may give you guys.
I don't want to use intimidation.
What's your intimidation stat?
What is my intimidation stat?
Not
It's
good.
+2. I mean, it's not negative. So I don't think I'm gonna do that.
My character really is scarier than yours.
Of course she is. We got a happy Wednesday Addams with Enid's fashion sense.
Yay.
I'm not wrong.
I really want to go investigate, but I feel like it's a terrible idea.
I'm not I will never say no. You just have to tell me what you're doing and how.
Yep.
Can I stealth right through the room?
I mean, yeah,
Get
it's
closer?
not necessarily a large room. I'll say they're kind of on the east end, so you're kind of right now hidden behind like the staircase and stuff going down, and just kind of there's like boxes and crates and stuff down here. If you wanted to try to sneak around them, what are you intending to try to like?
I want to get closer and get an eye on these animals.
Okay. So I'll say that all of these stalls are filled with some form of critter. It's pretty dark in here, but go ahead and roll your stealth out, and then I'll also have you make an animal handling roll as well.
All right. Come on, baby. 13.
Okay.
And then let me check my animal handling. 14.
Okay. All right. So you begin to kind of sneak, and you hear the chatter in the room stop. But there's no alertness. There just seems to be a quietness falling over the room now. You do, however, make it up to one of the stalls, and you peer in. And let's see. Evens. And what you see is a horse. Faint pale blue essence, kind of sheening the skin. A giant unicorn's horn protrudes from its head.
Rain, don't kill these ones.
Guys, we can't mess up these unicorns, please. I'll have a mental breakdown if we screw over these unicorns.
For those who don't know, the first session my character showed up, we sort of killed unicorns
Accidentally. We saved one.
Kidda saved one.
Yeah, I
You helped. But Kidda saved. The reason why we both saved is Kidda said, "I want this head," and reattached it to the body, and it worked.
And I also want you to roll a perception check.
Ooh, I can do that. I love perception. 13 again.
Okay. It's not that hard to notice this. You can't see what's in the stall next to it because you kind of snuck behind a box or barrel or whatever to try to peek into the one. And you saw the unicorn, but as you were kind of head up, out of the corner of your eye, your peripheral, if you will, you notice what looks like fire or flame dancing, shadows or light coming from the stall, the very one next to the one you're next to, or one you're in front of, I mean.
I have no idea what to do with this information. Okay.
Would I see the screecher?
If you wanted to try to get out, you would roll a stealth check as well.
Okay.
And you could attempt to peer into the one next to.
Oh no, that'll be Charles.
Okay, so that is actually a natural 20 for stealth
Oh dang.
and an 11 for animal handling.
Okay. So, You did really well with the stealth, so it'll kind of compensate for it. Let me see if the creature itself notices. No, it is apparently blind. We'll say it's turned around eating in the other direction. But what's very interesting is you kind of sneak up and you go up to the stall next to Cedar and you look in, and this horse is black. And the very hair, where you would assume there would be a mane and a tail, as well as almost anklets, they're all made of flame. And you wouldn't know this as a character, but what you notice as, well, you wouldn't know this unless they told you the story, but it notices you, but it doesn't really pay too much mind. But as it turns its head towards you, you see a spot where unicorn
Horn.
sorry, 2 hours of sleep should be.
I'm gonna kind of reach my hand out and go, "Hey, hi."
Oh dear.
I'm
Meanwhile, Kid is still
I'm-
sneak out.
I'm glad that you're the one going up to this character. And it just kind of looks at you, and it snorts, and flames shoot out of its nose. It's apprehensive of you, but not threatened by you or worried about you in any way. What's interesting, though, is as you reach your hand in, the veins in your arm pulse with a purple shine.
I'm gonna. This is probably a terrible idea. But fuck it. D&D's for terrible ideas. I'm gonna hop the little fence and get inside the cage, or the pen area.
Okay. Roll me
What are you doing?
a stealth,
Okay.
just to see if you're noticed.
Cedar's like whispering, "What are you doing?"
Then I cocked. 13.
So you successfully make the jump over, and you almost get lucky because as you kind of time your jump over, your feet touch the ground, and you hear one of the kobolds let out of like a sound that almost sounded like a sneeze / hiss of some kind, and they're just and it's like and like right as that happens, your boots just tunk on the ground, and you kind of now make it in. You're squatted down, and this nightmare is locking its eyes directly at you, and almost the irises and the pupils turn into kind of a magical flame, as it's not scared of you, but it is staring you. And what I want you to do is roll me a solid, what is that, wisdom saving throw?
Okay. $17.
Okay. You feel a twinge of fear wash over your body, but you like calm it, and your heart rate slows back down, and you don't feel fear from this creature. Roll me a interesting. Roll me a history.
Fey or non-Fey related? Sorry, Fey, Fiend, or Undead related.
Okay, so this is actually going to be your background history that we kind of talked about.
Okay.
So, without giving too much away, I guess it would be Fey related.
Okay. Well, just because that ties into Hunter's Bane, which gives me advantage.
Mm-hmm.
Thank God that was a natural 1, so 15.
15. Okay. So as you're looking at this animal, you recognize a scar on its neck. A scar that you immediately recognize as almost kind of like a matching cut that you had for a while. This seems to be a horse that at one point you've ridden in the without giving out backstory, forest where training happened and all that kind of
Mhm.
stuff. So I'm trying
You're
not
trying
to
so hard to be vague.
Trying so
I know.
hard to be vague.
I'm trying to tell a story without taking away a
Yeah.
story. And this particular one is from as you were kind of running through the area. It was actually from a branch. It was almost a superficial cut that kind of went deep. You were kind of going through. You were gaining tons of speed, and it was not a nightmare at the time you rode this horse. It was, in fact, a unicorn that you've ridden and are not very familiar with, but you know at least where it came from.
I'm gonna look in just sheer amazement, and the left half of my mouth specifically is gonna kind of curl into a smile, and she's gonna just look at this nightmare in amazement and go, oh my God, King, is that you?
It'll kind of do a snorting nod a little bit and toss its head, and flames will again kind of pop out of its nose.
And she's gonna run up and just hug this horse.
As you touch it, you initially feel the heat of the mane because it's pure fire. But almost as it acknowledges your presence and lets you touch it, you don't feel the burn from the flame. It almost feels pleasant, or almost like it's matching the temperature of your body. Sorry. So, I just saw it earlier because I know Cedar knows. At least I think Cedar knows. But we'll see.
Oh. I think I do.
Know what?
I can't say it on stream. I'll tell you later.
Okay.
So, so that happens. And
Yeah, that's about right.
and what are the rest of you
You're playing
doing?
anti-fragile. Play the Seraphim. That's why I also went like that.
I was wondering what that was.
Yeah, it's the dance move for that part.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Hello.
I think I missed something. That's probably a good thing.
No, it was, you wouldn't have been able to hear it. It was in the background of our dorm.
Okay.
But anyway, so I am debating whether or not to possibly screw us over and have Kiddos go out.
Like trying to sneak?
Trying to sneak.
Oh!
Trying to sneak. Because I have failed every stealth check I've done.
Is this your chance to redeem yourself and become a tiny ninja?
That is the hope. Do we want to try this? Like, do we want to run spirit?
I'm being sneaky.
Being sneaky. Be suspicious, don't be suspicious.
So, I'm going to leave it up to you two whether or not you want me to try possibly screw us over.
Oh, see, I'm very conflicted. As a player, I really want you to do this. As a character, not so much.
Let chaos reign.
I'm asking you guys as players.
Let chaos reign.
Fucking go for it.
Okay.
What did you roll, woman? Of course you did.
Yes.
I swear, your dice are either cursed or sentient.
They know when I'm trying to do stuff.
We need to dump holy water on those things.
I'm gonna burn Kiddos.
Is Chaotic still
I know what I'm
watching?
doing next time we're in
I think
town.
so.
If Chaotic is still
Hail your
there,
holy water.
do we allow the Chaotic Blessing to be used?
Okay, she is still there.
Do
She
it?
said do
Okay.
it.
I will give you a reroll on that roll as an opportunity, only in honor of Chaotic, because they are watching you today. So I will give you a chance to re-roll that 5.
6!
Wow.
All right.
I tell you, my dice knows when I'm trying to be sneaky.
So
It's the Will Wheaton curse.
so Kittis does her normal weird tiptoe. I'm being sneaky. I'm being sneaky, and again vocalizing it as she kind of walks down from the stairwell into the room. And
I might have left her alone.
as she's kind of doing that, she's kind of very focused, I'm assuming, on Dana and Cedar kind of peering into
Well, I
these
wasn't.
stalls.
She would. The whole point of her sneaking is you want to see the kobolds.
Okay, so you're going near the kobolds.
Not like near, but like she's kind of like peeking around, like.
Okay, perfect. So this is how this is going to play out then. So you are being
I'm
sneaky,
intended.
and as you peer your head kind of around the corner of the stairwell, staring right at you are 2 kobolds.
She says hello in Sylvan. Hello.
Do me and Dana hear this? I imagine we probably hear this.
The moment she says hello audibly, yes, you will both hear it. Because it was the first sound that was kind of made in the room for a while. And so the kobolds kind of answer, "You're not allowed here, child."
Why not?
"These are our steed."
Oh. I'm sorry.
"What are you doing here?"
I don't really know, to be honest. I kind of got dragged here by the strings in my arms.
One of the kobold is going to hold out its hand, and a small white light will kind of form in the center of it. And he'll kind of clear his throat and look down at his hand that he's holding out in front of him, and then look up at you. And you kind of wave. And the second one now kind of motions behind you and locks his lizard hands with very sharp claws. You can feel kind of start poking into your skin. Not breaking the skin, but you can feel it. And he'll kind of push you towards the kobold holding out his hand.
Yeah.
And the first one will look back at you and be like, "Well," and he'll offer his hand again.
Ooh.
So the moment you do this, you feel a pulse throughout your entire body, and your forearms, where they usually open up, will kind of split a little bit, and all that you see is just a black darkness. And as you do this, the kobold's forearm also splits. And what you see is a yellow glittering. And he'll break his hand away. You belong upstairs. Have you come to join the raiders?
I don't think so. I was trying to find my fluffy friend. And then we ended up here.
And so the second kobold now digs his hands a little bit closer into you. And I will now, after these few seconds, allow Cedar and... Well, I think... Yeah. I mean, one of you guys is embracing a horse, so it might take you a little bit longer. But if you two wanted to have an action, given the situation, you can.
I'll let Cedar go.
Ow, ow,
Yeah. Cedar hears Kittis saying "ow" several times in succession. Excuse me, my dears. Comes out behind the crate. Speaking in Sylvan, I decided. Excuse me, my dears. Sorry. We will go upstairs. We were just taking a little look around because we don't exactly know what the heck this is, but I think we're friends.
We're friends, are we? And he'll offer the same ritual. And he'll
Cedar kind of hesitates for a second, then she's like, okay. And then just kind of puts her hand forward.
And you feel so good for a moment. Your feathers kind of all stand on edge as your skin shines a golden yellow and just kind of shimmers, and his arm will open up and you'll see a yellow void. But you see it very clear. You see the puzzle piece. And you actually see what's in the arm in a lot more detail, and it is also yellow. And you are also yellow. And he'll smile, and he'll say, I haven't seen any others of yellow.
Oh?
It's fun to see who else has been chosen.
Chosen? What do you mean?
When did you receive your blessing?
I mean, honestly, time's been a little funny lately, but I'd say a few weeks ago. Do you know Philo?
Of course, Master Philo just returned the other day.
I'm sorry, what? Philo? Master Philo.
Yes, Master Philo. Well, he outranks me, so...
Oh.
And he would probably outrank you too, so I would do wise to address him as such. And...
He carried me around when I had hungover.
Carried you around? Tiny little Philo?
Oh no, he was like the size of, like, a bear.
And they will both erupt with laughter.
That's so funny.
And he'll let go. The second one will let go of Kittis. I would have loved to seen the look on their faces. And then the other one will be like, I wonder how much the kill count was. Man, that man plays a fiddle with human life. And they just kind of laugh to each other.
This is all a lot to take in. So it was a couple weeks before I suppose you know that he attacked the town of Kiburni. Or kind of how he got into that town.
Ah, perfect. So you come to the House of White to what?
Well, we were looking for Philo, especially because there are quite a few people after him. And we thought it'd be questions. We have a lot of questions. We have all the questions and very few of the answers. And many of our parties seem to be, I guess, aligned with the Fae now, whereas we weren't before a few weeks ago.
That very much is clear. You would do well to remember the ritual.
That you just did?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
And he'll kind of hold his hand out in front of you, and he'll look at you, and again, you feel so at ease and comfortable joining, and it's almost like joining in a consciousness. And you can almost feel and see the history that this kobold in front of you that you've never met before has lived, and you're like literally sharing a union. And he says to you, remember this feeling, and you'll remember your friends.
Okay.
And
Thank
he'll
you.
pull his hand away, and as he does, in your hand is a floating golden orb.
Oh.
And when you choose to close your hand, the orb disappears.
What? Whoa. Thank you.
As you will learn, The Fae have many roots in the overworld. And I trust that you've all been chosen. And he kind of looks over at Dana.
She's gonna look back, just give like a genuine smile, and go, yes, yeah, that would be correct. By the way, I'm keeping Kingy.
Kingy?
Yes, Kingy. His name was King way back when.
Well, it'd still be. I would assume it would still be King. However, they don't really talk to us, but they are so much fun to ride.
Oh yeah, you know this scar right here, and she's gonna point to it on King. She's gonna then go and roll up her sleeve, and you're gonna see this like heavily scarred, like Dobby level skin looking arm. And she's gonna point to a mark on her arm. She's gonna go, look, we have the same scar.
Ah,
Ow.
so you're one of Purple's children.
Yeah.
Such a strange woman.
Candace is like whacking her arm, trying to figure out how that happened.
Trying to turn the remote back on.
And so it's like, so either way, if you're looking for answers, if you're looking for Master Philo, he's upstairs. But just take care. We just got back from a raid, and well, everyone should be a little bit crabby. We lost a few today.
I'm terribly sorry. Oh, also, there are many people from the town of Caberni probably on their way. I don't suspect they know exactly where you are, because I think I was the only one to really see that, and I kind of gestured to the eye. But just in case, I would rather you all know than be surprised.
Well, worry not, child. You're safe here. There's not many who can make it through the wall. I'm, in fact, surprised you even made it through the wall. But...
I died.
And he'll kind of look at you. What?
Told you, the strings dragged me.
Like you died?
I mean, I was pretty much dead.
And how...
Now she owes my soul.
How are you not dead?
I don't know. I woke up and I wasn't.
And
Not dead.
who has your soul? And he's very interested right now.
That's something you should probably figure out, hun.
She didn't tell me who she was.
Well, yeah, but if she owns your soul, it might be a good idea for us to look at that and find that out.
She made the strings come out.
Okay.
Faye Black
Is
would
it-
be the one to own your soul.
Mm.
And if that be the case, you can't die in the Feywild.
Good to know.
You... And he'll look at you. Can't keep him. He's ours now.
Bullshit. Nope. Mm-mm.
I'm fairly certain that if you try to run rampant with a nightmare, people might call attention.
That is perfectly okay. I am keeping King.
Well, there might be a lot of fighting to You're funny. And he's going to reach out to just shake your hand.
He will happily oblige.
Okay. And what I want you to do is just roll a strength and just add your modifier.
Okay.
This tiny kobold just judo flips.
Oh, that was terrible. That's a 3.
Okay, so I got a 15. So you take hands with this kobold who is like a stringy kind of lizard, right? You don't anticipate that much strength, but as you touch hands, he like squeezes, and you see the veins underneath his scales and hair just kind of like flesh out, and his like pulses his muscles, and it crushes your hand. Not enough to do damage, but enough to like almost be intimidated by the fact that he just like you feel like if it was your skull, it would have collapsed.
Mhm.
And it's kind of like a flex that that was the intent. You don't even need an
Yeah.
insight. You'll have to fight me for him.
Done. 1-on-1.
I'm gonna go back upstairs.
Really?
Yes.
The kid does not stick around for this. She's like,
um.
I follow Kittis.
Give her like,
Sorry, Dana.
So
you're
as
on your own.
as he has your hand, let's see here. What was your AC again?
17.
As he has your hand with his right hand, his left arm comes up and hooks your face. Like full force hooks.
Okay.
You take 2 damage and you roll for initiative.
Love it. I have no regrets with this. I am getting this fucking horse. 15.
Okay. Okay. So you beat him
Chaotic.
That's your hand now.
and let me just
I love how both wizards are like, not our monkey, not our circus, not our monkeys.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Kid has got the information she needed. She figured out who on earth owns her soul.
So this is a kobold variant. So let me just imagine him without the armor.
Okay.
But this will be kind of what you're looking at.
Chaotic. What is it with you and ducks today? I mean, I'm here for it.
A duck
Whoa,
will fight.
that is cool. I love that.
So,
I love him.
I'll die for this kobold.
so cute and furious, right?
I love him.
A duck would fight him. I don't know, man.
A duck would fight anything.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I don't
No,
know.
a goose
would fight anything.
A goose would fight anything.
A goose would fight God.
Which is
Yep.
funny, because didn't I show you guys the picture of my friend hugging the goose?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is an achievement right there.
That was a
Have-
D20 on
Have
Animal
you
Handling.
have you guys
Oh,
might have
don't
seen
kill
the
him.
meme?
No, don't kill him.
Don't
He's
kill
our
him.
friend. Do not kill him.
I'm not gonna
Wait,
kill him.
magic word.
So, have you guys seen the meme where you like I got my blind friend a dog and it's just a guy hugging a possum?
Yes.
That's the same guy that I showed you from the other day. This is not a
Steve.
strange occurrence for this man.
Did you see the meme that I sent that was it was Medusa, but instead of snakes, it was geese heads?
Yeah.
Medusa.
Medusa. That's so good.
Medusa.
All right. So, you did beat his initiative. So you get to go first now that the surprise round is done. But there is a grapple in effect right now. So you guys are
Okay.
kind of locked. You can use an action to escape by succeeding on a strength or athletics.
Oh no, because
check.
a grapple doesn't impede my attack, just my movement, right?
Yeah. So you guys are locked.
That's fine. Yeah.
Sorry.
I'm melee anyway.
Pretty
So.
good, so this was
Okay.
lower.
No, it's okay.
Okay, so the first one is an 18 to hit.
Yes, that'll hit. He's not wearing armor right now.
Or sorry, 19 actually.
Yeah, it still hits. He's not in his armor.
All right, and 12.
That one does not hit.
Okay. 6 damage.
Okay. So he takes it, and you where'd you hit him? Just anywhere? Or
Just across the chest.
just across the chest. So you like WWE like cross chop the chest, right?
Yep.
Bah. And what you'll see is kind of a sharp, toothy smile as his left hand again. Or because I'm assuming that's going to complete your turn.
I have a bonus action attack.
Oh, okay.
For a 15 to hit.
15 to hit. That does hit. Actually, that meets.
Perfect. For 10 damage.
Jeez. All right. Okay. So
And that is my turn.
that is your turn. Perfect. Um. Oops. Nope. Get back. I should probably put on combat music, shouldn't I? Let's see here. Not creepy music. Let's see. Where's my combat music?
That's Kidis when she's trying to speak. There's just that noise. No one knows.
See if that kicks on in a second. So he's gonna smile, and he's gonna stare you like dead in the face. His eyes yellow, his toothy grin with like lizard teeth are just like almost dragon-esque, but like not threatening at all because it's tiny, right? And what he's gonna do is he's gonna skull bash you at first. He's gonna pull your hand in and just bash your head down, and then right as you recover from the head bashing, he's going to like send a lick right across your face again. So he head bashes you, but in a daze, he actually misses the fist. Because 19, I'm assuming, beats your AC.
Yes. Magic number 17.
Yep. So he's going to go ahead and just send that lick right across. Like he's gonna just, but like no one wins in a headbutt, right?
Yeah, right.
So he's a little dazed and he misses his second shot. However, you take 10 damage from that attack.
Okay.
And he's just going to reaffirm the handshake and just kind of smile. And that it says his turn.
Would I know? Would my blood maledict work, or is that going to be offline as well? Or is that something I'd have to find out?
Which one? That's the mark, right?
Yeah.
I think that one would still work because it's not an active attack. It doesn't actively do damage.
This one does.
This one does? Okay.
Well, technically. It basically this one, Blood Curse of Bloated Agony, if they make more than one attack per turn, they take a d8 of damage.
Yeah. So that's what I meant. It wasn't it's not an active spell, right?
Yeah.
It's a curse with an effect. So
Right.
that would work.
Okay. So then I will bonus action. I'm gonna drag my scimitar across my arm and activate the Blood Curse of Bloated Agony. Dealing at amplified, dealing a single point of damage to myself.
Okay.
And then I will use my action to make 2 strikes.
Okay. With your scimitar?
Yeah.
Okay.
For both misses.
Ooh, really?
Yep.
Damn.
Both 2s. But so after this next turn, he can start making con saves at DC 15 to end the curse.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. So your curse is definitely successful. You guys are locking hands, and it almost permeates into his forearm. You can visibly see the swelling and bloating of his arm as it kind of goes up into the shoulder for your curse. It's very visual, right? And so he's going to see that, but also still kind of smile again. And he kind of looks at you and goes, "So, you wanted to bring weapons into this." And he pulls out a hilt. Just a hilt. And he smiles, and he activates it, and kind of like a green ethereal blade pops out of it, and he basically takes the hilt as an improvised punch to the face. However, you kind of take it in stride, because it kind of thunks, And you just kind of look back down, and it doesn't hurt you, though. He seems to be a little bit phased. Your hands are still locked. He's not trying to break away. But he has now also drawn his weapon.
Okay. And is that his turn, or?
That'll be his turn. Yep.
Okay. So now I'm gonna take 3 strikes.
Love the music.
Natural 20.
Okay.
Oh dear.
Um. For 14 damage. Or wait, are we doing 2 dice or 1 dice doubled?
It's 1 dice doubled.
Okay, then that's 17 damage.
Okay.
And then my second strike was a 19.
Okay.
And I am, in accordance with Cedar's request, I am not trying to kill him.
Thank
Just
you.
show him what's what and get my fucking horse.
That guy's my coworker now.
Don't
Is that
kill his
Co with a
coworker.
K because Kobold?
Yes.
Okay, so that was a 19 to hit. Sorry, I got
Turn
distracted.
turn
9
it.
damage.
Okay.
And third strike. 26 to hit.
No,
gonna put
totally
something-
miss it.
This is for 11 damage.
Okay. So he looks pretty hurt at this, right? You pulled out your scimitar and you're just hacking away, and you're like at close range. There's no deviating. There's no getting away. You're just ta, right? You're just going in. They're glancing blows. They're not lethal stabs. But he's looking really kind of bloodied. His skin just kind of bleeding. And he'll just kind of just smile even more as he's just completely enjoying this. And he's like, "So, you like games, do you?" And he's going to take his blade out. It's going to disperse. He's going to press it up against the side of your head and activate it as the green ethereal blade kind of phases into your skull. He's going to deactivate it, flip it back down, drive it down into your shoulder, and reactivate. And let's see if any of those do anything. One is a natural 20.
Love it.
And the other one is an 18.
Hit.
So I also now need you to roll 2 wisdom saving throws.
Okay. $18 and a 13. Or sorry, 20 and a 13.
20 and a 13. Okay, so for thematics, I'll do it this way. So you take the shot to the head, and you just hear laughter roaring through your mind like an auditorium, just screaming laughter in your head like the funniest thing just happened on stage. And this is all you hear. The rest of the world kind of phases out around you. And that will be 3 psychic damage.
Okay.
The base blade will do 8 damage. And the second attack, which I'll say you resisted, will be another 6 damage.
And should I roll the d8 or you for his necrotic damage that he takes?
You go ahead.
Okay. Let me pull out a d8 really quickly. That's going to be 3 necrotic damage that he takes.
Okay. His forearm kind of bursts, and it begins to kind of bleed on you a little bit because you guys are still locking hands. So the necrotic just permeates, and you can see it kind of rip apart some of the scales as his blood leaks down onto your hand, and it's still gripping, but it's just now kind of drenching both of your hands in his blood from his forearm from that. How much life do you have left, by the way?
14 out of 54.
Okay. Well then. Carry on.
Okay. 3 more strikes.
Okay.
A 14 doesn't hit, does it?
No, it doesn't. Not that one.
Okay. But the second one will for a 25
That hits.
for 7 damage.
Okay.
And miss.
Oof. Man, okay, this is gonna get close because he's
Yeah.
looking pretty messed up. Full transparency, he has 14 life left. So let's
It's literally neck and neck.
let's see what happens.
Rain, you kill this kobold, I'll shove Dana off the
I'm
ledge.
not gonna kill him.
So
I said what I said.
let's see. So yeah,
You're
I guess
supposed to be one of the moral ones of our group.
he's
I am.
the
We
kobold's
shouldn't kill the
just
kobold.
bloodlust now, just excited, and he'll drop the first blade and draw a second one from his back, also still a hilt. But as it comes down, it strikes down straight at you like he's trying to cut through you, and a purple blade comes out, and it completely phases through your person
Mm-hmm.
as 16? No,
Miss.
that doesn't miss. So it'll come back down, and as it does, he uses that same inertia of his arm swinging to bash your skull again with his head, smiling as like the blood from his teeth splashes your face a little bit with a 19 to hit.
Okay.
10 damage?
Done.
How much life do you have left?
4.
Okay. Well, that'll be his turn.
Love it. 3 more strikes. For 2, is that a... Okay, yeah. For 2 hits.
Okay.
Wait, is that a... That's a 9. So yeah, 2 hits.
Okay.
9.
Oh, that's a shit roll. But that's not. 16 damage.
Okay. So you
Non-lethal.
yeah, you cut in. Don't worry. You cut in and you're just going at it, and his grip loosens. And kind of the blood drips down as he kind of smiles still as he falls back, and it's almost like he's standing unconscious, right? Like he's just on his feet, like almost like a warrior's death, like 1,000 arrows are still penetrating his skin, but the muscles working so much has just kept his muscles just seized in a standing state as
Ow.
he goes completely unconscious.
Mhm.
And his friend goes, "Hey, that was a pretty good fight." And just as soon as he says that, you hear just a roar of like cheering as you're noticing like 5 or 6 kobold heads peeking down from like behind the stairwell now as everyone's like cheering. And you'll see a full armor clad version of the kobold that you just kind of fought, looking very similar,
It's not a
but
necklace headed.
missing an eye.
Like that.
Mhm.
And he'll kind of walk up and he'll tap his forehead 3 times and go, "White, a little help here?" And in that moment, both you and the kobold's wounds heal, but not through magical healing. Time literally reverses and your wounds close and the blood goes back into your body.
That's a
So am I back at 54 or 43? Because I started the fight at 43.
At 43. So
Okay.
basically what just happened is time reversed almost to the time before the fight started. And he turns and looks at you and just kind of nods, and then he swings a punch at the other kobold. And he's like, "You idiot! I told you that if you're gonna pick a fight, not to lose." And the kobold kind of like whimpers a little bit, and he's like, "I'm sorry." He's like, "You finish the stables."
Oh.
And he kind of nods to the other friend, and he kind of backs away and goes back upstairs. You also don't get dinner tonight. And next raid, I expect twice the kills. Otherwise, I'll kill you myself. And he kind of turns around and dismisses that the fight happened. And then, like, everyone, just kind of all the kobolds, just kind of staring and, like, looking awkwardly as they, like, meagerly follow him back up the stairs as well, leaving just now the one you fought, kind of just, like, still kind of shocked in the room, but everyone else is now left.
Dana's gonna, hearing this, she's gonna pull out one of her rations, open it, and offer it to the kobold, and say, "You fought well. There's no need for punishment."
Why is Chaotic wanting you to get married all of a sudden?
I don't know.
No, there's a love story, Chaotic. I promise. Not here
Yeah.
though. This is not the ship. And he'll kind of take the ration. And you already kind of broke it in half, or did you hand him?
No,
the
I
ration?
just opened it up and handed it to him.
He'll crack it.
I'm just giving him a full-blown ration.
Gotcha. I'll say this is kind of like a hardtack ration with like a little bit of beef jerky, and he'll kind of split it, and hand the other half to you. And it was a good fight. Thanks for the humor. But it's not fully my decision who takes king, but who knows? We'll see where you end up. I mean, we're all on the same side after all. And he'll just kind of chuckle, and then just kind of start going about. He'll walk away and just kind of eat his ration and start going about his work. He's going to start trying to like feed some more of the horses in the other stables that you haven't checked out yet. And he's going to just start singing kind of like a draconic folk song that you guys don't necessarily recognize.
Mm-hmm. And
Go ahead.
You first.
so Dana's gonna take King, or walk back up to King, look him in the face, and go, "Hey, buddy, let's get out of here. Let's go be together like we were supposed to be way back when."
So you're gonna try to just. So what is your plan here? I guess are you gonna like
I'm just
walk
walking out with the yes.
Are you walking
I'm
out
just
the
walking out with the horse.
the front door? Or are you guys going back upstairs?
Oh no, I'm going back upstairs, but I'm going back upstairs with the horse.
Leading a horse up the stairs.
I'm not leaving this horse behind.
Oh man.
Yeah!
I take credit.
Yes!
Let's
By
see.
bringing a horse up the stairs. At least it's not a cow, because those things can go upstairs. They can't go the other way.
So let's see what happens here, because I love it. And so you
Don't ask
take
me how I know that.
you take the horse out of its stall, and you attempt to lead it. You know what I mean? Kind of a flame. What's it called? A bridle? What they carry the horses around on a lead? Is it a bridle
think
thing
so.
that goes in the mouth? I'll just go with it.
Horse
A flame.
lead. Horse lead.
A horse lead. A flame horse lead kind of happens, and you begin to kind of walk it out the stairs. But then it notices Cedar and Kittis.
Oh, we're all the way upstairs.
Yeah, we left.
We went all like I went back up to my room.
I went
Okay.
after her. We were just like,
And before,
okay, Dana, have fun.
Just
and
go
Drake
back
and I were
upstairs.
going to be talking, so before you end up all the way up, we have a conversation to have. So.
Okay. Okay, so you begin leading King up the stairs, and then we'll cut to Cedar and Kittis.
So Candace just goes back into her room. Not her room, but the room that's hers-ish.
The corresponding fairy.
The corresponding fairy room.
Gotcha. So you're in the black room then.
Mm-hmm.
I want to kind of give her a second, but then I kind of like walk up to the door and kind of like knock, like kind of tap my knuckle against the door frame a little. Can I come in?
Mm-hmm.
And I walk in.
She's just kind of pacing around the room.
Hey, kiddo.
Oh, hi.
Come sit down for a sec.
Let's not.
Okay. Right, you can stay standing. Are you okay?
Yeah. I'm just, I now know who owns my soul.
Mm-hmm. And you almost died back there.
Uh-huh.
That's
okay.
a lot for a kid to take in.
It's not the first time. Well, I mean, it's the first time I got that close, but it's not the first time.
Doesn't make it any less scary.
It's okay. It's okay.
You don't have to be okay.
I'm an necromancer. Death isn't that scary. It's just going into the next place. That's all.
I'm here for you if you need it, okay? I don't exactly know what's going on in your head right now. I don't think I could really ever quite get there. But what happened back there is something a kid your age shouldn't have to deal with. And if you're scared, that's fine. I'd be scared too. I am scared.
Do you think that if she tells us that I'm not gonna go to the Raven Queen?
Oof. I don't really know all that much about the Raven Queen. But you said something about she owns your people. Souls, right?
Yeah. I don't know much about it, but Haku always said that we were originally, he was born there. And I wasn't, but.
Oh. So, you're not, ironically, you're not Hellspawn.
No, ironically, he is. But if I go there, then if when me and Haku die, I'm not going to be able to see him anymore. I was always going no matter what happened, I was always going to be able to see him again when we went down there. But if
Hey. It's okay. And if this Haku guy is as great as you say he is, which I don't doubt, then maybe he'll end up in the Feywild too. Trust me, I know what it's like to wait to see others. But if you do own, if the Black Fairy does own your soul, I mean, personally, I'm kind of glad that you get to skip out on that whole Shadowfell trials thing.
I mean, you don't skip out on it.
Oh, dang it.
You don't. That's not how that works.
Ah.
So this is, I'm going to interject a little bit here. So this is the first time Kidis has actually really kind of talked about the incident that happened. And not that I want to take away the role play, but what I want to do is I actually want Kidis to do a general arcana check, because I don't want her to go in the wrong direction.
Okay, that's good. That's a good call.
26.
You kind of start playing it back in your mind for a moment, and this was not the Black Fae that did this to you. From what you know about death, that when people die, they go to Shadowfell and they start their journey. But what the kobold said to you is you can't die in the Feywild. And so you kind of put two and two together, because you realize in that moment, now that you think about it, you're in the Feywild. And then the panic almost sets in more when you realize that you just wouldn't have died. There is actively someone fighting for your soul that you don't recognize from Shadowfell. There is a deity out there that is claiming you and only saved you by kind of breaching the barriers between worlds. because she wanted you later.
So it wasn't the Fey Queen that has the threads?
No, she used the Fey Queen's power through you. But it was not the Fey Queen that did that to you.
Whoa, hey. Candace, look at me. Candace, look at me. Look at me. Hey, remember? Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. There we go. Good job. Good job. Okay. Talk it out. I think you realized something, but I can't read your mind. So let's talk it out. I mean, come on, we're two wizards. We can figure this out, can't we?
It wasn't who the kobold it was. It wasn't. I wouldn't have died.
Okay. Okay.
It wasn't.
And Cedar just hugs Kiddos. It's gonna be okay.
I knew where my soul was gonna go. I'm scared because I always knew where it was gonna go.
Oh.
It's gonna go now. It has to at least somewhere. They know have at least an idea.
I don't know what to say to make this. You've never been great at that kind of thing, but what I can tell you is I think I speak for myself, but I also think the people are going to stick with you, sucking this together, and figure it out. Hey, I mean, not to go all mercenary or anything, but I think if the Fae may be able to help. You never know. But we're going to be here for you every step of the way. For myself.
And Kiss kind of like pulls out Atlas and kind of starts playing with him with his hand.
Hey, Atlas doesn't exactly know where this is going, but like he found a pretty nice place to land.
I'm gonna try to help them. All souls should know where they're going.
You're a good kid. All right. Do you want me to stay here with you until Dana gets back, or do you want to be left alone?
Can you stay here?
Of course.
And as your conversation kind of concludes, you see Dana almost forcing this nightmare
Well,
flaming
no, if he doesn't
horse.
want to go up the stairs,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna make him go up the stairs.
No, it's going reluctantly, and every time it gets kind of stuck, you go behind it, and you're like pushing it up. And so they just kind of look over and see you just like, because, doors open, just pushing this horse up the stairwell a little bit, and you guys just kind of lock eyes. It's like, what's up?
He's freaking
just-
a horse?
I got a horse.
How are we
I
gonna
got my horse.
pounds?
How are you getting it up the stairs?
I don't know.
So this is
I
where
don't know what's weirder,
the
this
fun happens.
or you.
And
What?
I'm gonna. So I've just looked up the nightmare stat block, and this is a little metagamey. I'm gonna look.
What did you do?
I'm gonna look at King. I'm gonna go. So I've never seen you like this. Is there anything else you can do that I don't know about?
Let's see here. Because you probably looked at
You
the
made
real
Eldritch Eye
nightmare.
cry.
right?
Yeah.
Let's see. I guess, what are you intending?
I'm trying to get it to fly up the stairs so I don't struggle with this.
Okay, you're
Oh,
trying to
no.
get it to fly.
So everybody flies.
Well,
Want this munching
No, I'm
horse?
joking.
let's
Yeah.
just,
You're a ghost. Freaking ghost.
so it'll kind of look at you and just kind of give like a little shrug, if you will.
Mhm.
And as you say that, it will its hooves kind of go off the ground as it begins kind of floating, and it creates little jumping spots of flame as it goes up. And I want Kittis and Cedar to roll a history check,
Oh dear.
and let's see if
What is
the horse rolled a 20 on perception, so it sees you and
23.
lock eyes.
24.
Mhm.
It sees you and locks eyes with you as it's going up the stairwell, and in the same moment it freezes and looks at you. You both recognize it as a corpse
Mhm.
from the first tower that faded out of existence.
Called it.
Oh
Not my fault.
Sorry, baby.
No, it's not my fault.
Not our fault.
You clearly see a cracked off horn, or where a place a horn should be.
Technically our friend's fault.
I blame Dimron.
I blame Dimran.
As
I
Also-
blame Dimran.
Also,
Take it, Rain.
also with the levitation, the horse used the elevator. I didn't know it knew how to do that.
part of the reason why you recognized it is because you recognized the movement of the one Pegasus that you saved, kind of jumping off of its own existence that it creates to kind of open that portal, and it just illuminates.
We saved one. I helped.
Yes, you
Back
did.
me up. I helped. Back me up.
And
Joey.
a bright
Nope.
light just illuminates the entire floor as an unnatural light begins to just shine through the entire floor, almost blinding everyone who's looking directly at it.
Wait. If you're gonna do anything, do it to me and not the kid.
It doesn't do anything in particular, but passively you perceive this, because I'm assuming the horn is still in your bag, right?
Yes.
Wait,
Yeah,
So Cedar has one of the horns in her bag.
I do.
Yep.
I do.
Your
I-
bag begins to vibrate viciously.
Oh, son of a. Okay. I just start rummaging in it. Do you want it back? Do you want it back? You can have it.
It's still just
we didn't use it.
We didn't use it.
creating a bright light around you.
Ah, what is happening? I just gotta go up to the horse. I take the horn and I kind of reach up and I like try to put it back.
As you do this, it produces a sound
Dull end. I'm
of
touching the dull end of the unicorn horn onto its forehead. Go back in. Go back in. You can have it.
so
We didn't know. We thought we were helping.
you
Still
hear
set me alive.
a dull thunk
Okay.
of
Shush.
the kirtan of the horn, just kind of bumping up the little stub horn that's left on the unicorn, and you kind of try to place it on the head of the nightmare, and the illumination and light fades to just the dull natural flame of its mane, as it realizes in the same moment that you do is that the horn's not going to reconnect. And he kind of slumps down and turns into just a single flame as it shrinks down, and it stays floating just in front of Dana.
She's gonna look at this and go, Kingy, could you do that the whole time? No. Swear to the fake queen if I lost you again. Ainge back.
And he just sits there as kind of like a flame medallion around your neck.
Duct tape.
No. I'm loving these.
Chaotic.
Because even Eldritch earlier, I didn't want to acknowledge it because it was serious. It was bring back Psycho Kittis right now.
Eldritch, I cry.
And so the flame just kind of dims as it stays as a medallion around your neck.
I walk up to Dana with the horn. I'm sorry. Take it, please.
I'm assuming it wasn't you that did this, so you're fine.
No.
No,
but-
we saved one. Just not yours. Sorry.
You know, this might be really, really messed up to say. I almost like him better now.
By the way,
Yeah, but now your horse is
like,
depressed.
will he actually come back, or is he just going to stay as this?
He's not gonna tell us.
Can Kittis find out?
Oh no.
Yeah, I'm actually like, this is something I was genuinely gonna do. I'm gonna study the medallion. I'm gonna see what the deal is with it.
Okay, so I guess roll an Arcana then to try to understand
Okay.
it, because it is a magical flame. The whole thing, even the neck.
Is it still fiend related because nightmare or no?
So, what was it?
Roll trauma.
Pegasus.
Roll trauma.
Roll
Yeah,
trauma.
basically.
You're welcome. Kittis has not had her trauma moment though.
It's emotional
now we
damage
just
after
get
emotional
trauma.
damage.
Mm-hmm.
Emotional damage.
Where is Pegasus?
Our DM with the first thing being like, "You killed unicorns! Yay for you!"
I can't believe you just brought that back on us.
I still don't regret what I did.
I do. But the thing is, it's so funny that the chaotic, psychotic child is the one that saved one of the unicorns
Yep.
by reattaching the head.
So, this is technically not. This would still be considered celestial, believe it
Okay.
or not. So, there wouldn't be the bonus here.
15.
So you don't quite understand it, but you understand that it shifted forms. This seems to be kind of a magical item in and of itself, but it's literally made of the existence of the nightmare.
Okay.
Normally you would understand that they would probably fly away. Pegasus have a habit of just going back home, if you will, on their own. But it chose to kind of stay with you. And it's almost like a physical representation of the nightmare. So it is in of itself the horse. Like when you hold the medallion, you get the feeling of riding King. And right now it's very upset, so it's almost too hot to hold. It's burning a little bit. It's almost singeing the skin red as it touches you, because it seems to be emotionally responding to just being around the two, but it's still hanging out with you almost for comfort because you had some good times.
I saw a horn.
Because Dimmer decided to yank his horn out!
No regrets.
And now your horse is mad at us for something you did.
Yes.
So keep in mind I originally wrote this area of this tower with the idea that Dimron was still going to be in the party.
I kill you!
Oh,
Something was gonna kill you, and I was gonna let it. I would have let it.
damn the heal button. Kill.
Kill slots.
He wouldn't have, but I still would have been. He still would have been like, out of fix.
How do you fix horn?
How do you fix horn? How do you fix friend? How fix?
Technically, it can be done.
Fixing the horn?
Mhm.
Like lesser
Magical
restoration?
duct tape?
No, the regenerate spell. if you have like if someone loses an arm and you still have the arm, you can put the arm back in place, cast regenerate, and it fixes the arm. So
We'll
feasibly, you
grow
could do the
another
same thing
person.
with the horn.
We'll grow another Percy.
I kind of wonder if that would. So, I don't know, because regenerate stimulates natural healing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of wondering if that would work. I mean, I
Time
don't
for
know.
some science.
I know.
Well,
I'll have to see. I'll have to think about how to rule that, because this is technically magical,
Uh,
right?
there was a network
Yeah.
error.
network error.
I'll reload the player. It might just be on my end. No, it is not.
What'd we lose?
It's not
Screen.
showing the video.
I can still see everything.
I'm just okay. Maybe
Chaotic, I'm not stabbing my horse.
Cedar desperately trying to put the horn back on.
Yeah, I got it on my phone and I can still see.
Okay,
Yeah,
then
I'm fine.
it must just be on my end.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
I'm gonna
'cause-
click out of it.
Yeah.
No worries at all then.
Okay. Are you able to load maps, or is it just the
Oh,
stream
yeah,
that
no,
died?
I have different tabs open for those.
Okay. So it's just the stream that died for you?
Yeah, and it's having a bit of a time loading, so I'm not gonna be able to monitor the stream from my end anymore.
You're losing it, Mr. Krabs. Okay.
Apologies.
No worries. I'll try to keep an eye on it from my end. I got it on my phone, so.
Gracias.
De nada.
And
Okay.
so in this like where it was like a bit of a serious, cautious vibe from Dana, now you have this like upbeat, cheery, like genuinely ecstatic vibe from her. And she's like, okay, all right, let's get out of here so I can go spend more time with my best friend. Well, second best friend, but still best friend.
This is Shri speaking. Dana, and so basically Dana and Kiddish just switch personalities.
Yes.
Why am I picturing all of us in a tent? There's like all the animals that are the freaking animals.
So yeah. So Kiddis has realized that a lesser god of death has marked her soul and is having an
So-
existential crisis.
Just going through a lot.
And Dana has just become a horse girl.
Dana's a horse girl,
I'm
yes.
really curious if like Raven Queen and this lady, like if it's the Raven Queen or if it's someone else and they're just gonna fight.
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 But yeah. So do we want to go back and figure out that puzzle, you guys?
Uh-huh.
I do have a question. Did you ever figure it out?
Nope.
I'm kind of curious if we should just sit here and let you try to figure it out.
No.
I want to see the look.
I have
want to
sat
see
with
the
this
look.
for too dang long.
I want to see the look.
Alright, so you all head back upstairs?
Yeah.
Alright. So you guys were already kind of on the third floor anyway, so you go back up to the fourth floor and immediately you begin to hear the flapping of the wings of the owl just staring back down at you. Eyes wide, just waiting.
Yeah.
So what would you like to do?
So, I want you to look at the puzzle and think of how mean our DM was with the last one. that
I
we
know.
did this. You figured it out?
Nope, but I have an idea. But I'm not willing to test that idea because I don't want to get petrified.
Should we? Shall we? Can we just?
Never gonna give you up.
Yeah.
Never gonna let you down.
Uh-huh.
I am furious.
I woke up and was just like, wait,
I would like to rage.
our DM's becoming a fae. And he just was a troll.
Yeah, no, that was my idea. I just didn't want to test it.
So, you kind of, in your minds, think you deciphered the image that was shared, the key, if you will, and you kind of have an inkling that it's never gonna give you up. You
I
have
thought it was never gonna let
oh,
you down.
never gonna let you down. Excuse me. I'm singing it in my head now.
Today.
So it's never gonna let you down. There's 5 party mates. We'll just assume Gale and Ocarine are just kind of
We just left them up
Following you.
here.
We just left them up here and be like, you guys try to figure it out.
We just walked in with a horse.
Well, not a horse. We have a burning medallion.
Oh yeah, burning medallion. Yeah.
So
Oh, we're gonna have to catch Harry and Tara up.
luckily
Oh,
these
this
are
will be fun.
recorded. So
This will be fun.
so Gale will walk down and he'll stand on down, and Ocarina will go up and she'll reluctantly stand on Never. Where would you guys like to go?
I want Gunna.
I'll take you.
So I'm never gonna let you. So is down all that's left?
No, down was
No.
taken.
Down's
Gale's
taken.
on down.
Oh, Gale's on down.
Let-
I think Let.
I think it's Let and
Oh.
Gunna.
No, I'm on Gunna.
No, it looks like you're still standing in the stairwell.
Okay. I'm dragging the piece. My thing is trying to connect. My computer's being a jerk.
I'll move you to Gunna.
Thank you.
You move to Gunna, and right underneath your feet, the words themselves begin to shine.
Floor's glowing, you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Fun.
What more do you do?
We look.
Wait. In order. Can I see the puzzle? Cause mine's frozen. Yeah, I want to see who's where. Steven's like, okay. Ocarin, make eye contact with the owl.
So she looks up at the owl and gasps in fear as her body begins to turn the stone. Her fingertips start first, the tips of her toes next, the top of her head, and right as she tries to step off of the plate, because it's in her nature to run, she is now a stone statue of herself stuck in a running position, but the words on the floor clear away.
So are we?
underneath her
So we
feet.
all have to look up at the same time.
No, I still think we look up one by one. If you all looking, I think it'll be okay.
We're never gonna let you down.
I meant never gonna let you down.
Yep.
Okay.
We're on the right one.
Cedar next.
Yeah, Cedar looks up next. Almost defiantly.
And with a smug look on her face, it is now permanently affixed as she's cast to stone and the words underneath her feet disappear.
I swear. Okay, she's just like, well, that's no worse than where else I would go.
Kittis looks up, just super, and just as much as she looks up, her dress begins to kind of cast a stone first as it kind of wrinkles and a small gust of wind formed from the giant owl staring down at you. And it almost perfectly flutters away as it casts a stone, and she is now stone, and the words underneath her feet disappear.
And Dana will look up with a smile on her face, just happy that she got her horse.
And
Wait, Gale next. Wait, no, Gale at the end. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
no, yep. So you're still kind of cloaked and hooded. It begins to see, at your cloak, and you are now cast to stone completely. But your medallion still remains flaming on your person. But it's now just sitting on a stone statue, and the words underneath your feet. Gale goes next. It starts at the tip of his wings as they turn to stone, and he tries to flap them. They're kind of heavy and heaving as he kind of tries to recede them a little bit. It catches his cloak, and he turns to stone. And instantly, as soon as Gale's stone fixation is finished, you are all teleported somewhere else. And I will load this map. It is peaceful and serene. Just celestial pedestals and rose quartz stone formations
Pretty.
That's so pretty.
form the room around you as you look down through the crystal clear water and you notice it's moving.
Mhm.
The walls themselves are almost moving as well, as an ethereal tapestry is being woven in a giant circle around you. And if you look closely at it, you focus in and you can almost follow a story. And that story will take a split, and that split will go in different directions, and then you lose focus again. But this giant woven cloth is making up the tapestry that is the walls, and it's almost surrounding it as you understand that you are sitting in a circle, like almost like a glass ball, filled halfway with water, with these rose quartz objects kind of sitting in the water with lily pads. And it's beautiful and serene, but also confusing. And as you descend down the steps, you look across the room, and you see what looks to be an 18-foot tall woman with wispy wings, almost dancing on the farthest pedestal that's lit up underneath her feet. As you see what looks to be a white fey queen off in her own world.
Can't believe that one.
What do you mean you can't believe that works? I have very low confidence in myself, okay? Very low confidence almost got us killed. I thought it was gonna work, but I just don't want to second guess myself, okay? It worked. It ain't broke.
So Kinnison and Cedar just kind of like whisper arguing about like, what do you like? Just all like Kinnison not happy that she was just like, oh, like I can't believe that worked. Just like, what the frick? What do you mean? Oh, and they're just bickering quietly.
Have you ever heard of Occam's razor? If you shave away all the other possibilities, the one that is left is the one that works. This was the one that worked. It's the one that was left. Dana.
Yo. Hi.
What do we do? Do we try and go talk to her? I don't think she's noticed us.
I don't know of a way out. Up here.
I mean, I think we have to talk to her. Just don't step into any more of those, like, gravity spells, okay, kid?
And no promises.
You fell flat on your face last time. No, I'm just saying be
She
careful.
was standing fine.
Yeah, she really was. She really was. It was her spell, though, so that makes sense.
Yeah. And she said, grab the boxes. I say, okay. And then
Let's go talk to her, I guess.
Dana goes first.
Dana will happily walk first.
Okay. So you walk unhindered. The two kind of huddled behind you,
Just like,
kind of peeking over your cloak shoulder, as you walk up, and almost to the point where you're just walking all the way up. Are you doing anything else before you guys reach her?
I'm not.
are we gonna die?
I'm kind of looking around the room, kind of trying to drink it all in and see what I can notice.
You don't notice anything more specifically except for what I've already given you.
Okay.
And so you break a threshold when you enter the final pedestal of rose quartz under your feet, and the magical ring that was underneath her stops moving, and the tapestry on the walls stops being woven, and everything for this moment freezes. And right as everything freezes, you notice Philo rolling around on the floor, playing with some of the white orbs that just seem to be permanently floating around this woman. without a care in the world.
Candace just like immediately forgets that she's scared. Found you!
And he and when you say found you, he'll kind of start to float upwards. His feet still kind of facing up so he can play with the ball, and he'll kind of float around you, kind of like a cat nuzzles you, but instead of doing it at your feet, he's doing it kind of at your face while floating. And he kind of goes around and does it to both Cedar and Kittis and Gale, and then kind of floats up. And then, right as you kind of take your eyes off of Philo, you see the woman, tall, ethereal, magical, flapping her wings, staring directly at you all.
Hi, sorry, I got excited.
Got overexcited.
He seemed to be excited to see you too. And Philo kind of like whimpers a little bit because he doesn't know if Mommy's disappointed or not. What brings you to my...
Did your character forget that he tried killing everyone?
I'm not done yet. I'm not done yet. That's not the whole.
And so Dana's gonna go. Yeah, they lost track of this one. Tried to find him. I tagged along, and I don't know if what happened in Kibarai was your work, his work, collaboration. Regardless, big fan.
He was given a task, and I let him on his own. He succeeded, like most of my children do.
Cedar kind of forgets for a second, where she is, and she kind of looks at Philo. Philo, what the frick?
And he kind of like headbutts you a little bit and nuzzles you, and then like floats over to her
buddy.
and sits on her shoulder. And you notice now, even more than ever, that this koala-sized little Philo is tiny in comparison to this woman. Your original assessment, she was 18 foot probably by visual, but now she seems almost 30 foot, or 26 foot, or 18 foot, or maybe she's 9 foot. You can't really tell.
Greetings, my lady. And then Cedar kind of starts to curtsy, realizes she's not wearing a skirt, and then just dips into a bow instead.
Do you fear me, child?
Isn't that wise?
I am nothing more than a task giver. Do you fear my tasks? You seem to be doing tasks for my sisters. Do you fear them as well?
Yes.
No.
Well, that makes sense, because purple tends to be more transparent.
Ma'am?
I can see you have many questions. Yet, in this... And she kind of looks up at the walls for a moment as they kind of move around. So we're here then. I kind of thought you would just start asking. But I'll tell you that you can ask if you wish.
Charges are your people, aren't they?
DM didn't hear that. What was that?
The charges are your people, aren't they? The humans are using, say, energy or life force, or I don't know. But something in those are hurting.
She'll kind of take one of the balls that are floating around her. Energy is never created, only changed. And the relationship that was given as a blessing has changed. I know not how, although I have an idea. But yes, and she'll kind of put the ball in front of you so you can kind of see and examine. And roll an insight for me.
Ooh, that's good. Give me a sec to add my mod. Insight, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Dirty 20.
Okay. You understand immediately that this ball is...
Bye, chaotic.
Bye, Chaotic. Thank you for joining us tonight.
Bye, chaotic. Sleep well. You...
Joker's cat said about
I
you.
know, she does. She heard me sneeze and I woke her up, and now she's like, dinner. And you understand the intent behind this, that you understand that this little silver ball that is scattered all around this room, hundreds of them, if not thousands, you understand that this little ball is a piece of her, and in that moment you understand that inside that charge, that blue charge, that wave of water that makes up the visual spectrum of the charge is also a piece of a fae.
As fast as I can move, I dig into my satchel and I find the red one that we had, that we'd been holding on to keep examining. And
I thought it was the blue one we still had.
no, we started on the blue one, I think. Right?
Did
we start on the blue one or the red?
I think you have one blue and two red, or one blue and three
No,
red.
we
right?
had only 2 of them.
Yeah, we only had 2.
Hold
we
on.
had one blue, one red.
Mm-hmm.
That we took off the
Okay.
mine forming.
Which honestly, I think I still have it because I think I took it
Oh,
from
do you have
Philo.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because Philo was playing with it.
Yeah, Philo was playing with it, and then Kidis took it, and she never gave it back.
Oh. Oh, where's it?
You have it.
Leave it where we leave it.
Kidis just like pulls it, like just like I'm being sneaky, like pulls it out.
Thank you, Kidis. And Cedar, just as quickly as she, I was about to say humanly, owlinly can, pops it open, almost breaking the glass in her haste.
And as you do that, the energy inside of the energy inside the charge disperses and almost goes into the walls. And she looks at you and says, although I do appreciate that gesture, now that you understand, that energy is likely not to make it back to her. You see, we are shaped by the existence of what we are. As you worship us, believe in us, we are so formed by you, by all of you. We are the accumulation of consciousness. And both kingdoms have chosen to abuse that relationship. So we chose to take it back. And one day that energy of fire may make it back to red. But until then, pieces will continually be taken.
Both kingdoms?
Yes. The kingdom on this isle, the king you so have here, and the king of your homeland.
do we do to stop it? This isn't right.
We have collected our warriors, just as I tasked Philo. I'm sure your Fae will task and guide you. And she'll pull a piece of tapestry off the wall, and it kind of swirls around her in almost like a scroll made of pure energy. And as it spins around her, she begins to kind of read it. Your fate. Would you like to see it?
Yes, please.
And just as soon as you do, commit to it, it begins to swirl around you. Now, I want a perception check.
Oh, okay. 14?
Okay, that's fine. You begin to watch this scroll as it starts off with you as a child, born, and in that moment, the next almost magical image that flashes into your mind, because there's no physical image on this scroll, but everything is being played as kind of like a flashing light spinning in your mind.
Mm-hmm.
And you see yourself taking a step and taking flight. And as you take that step and continue to walk, you walk left. As you begin to fly, you go right. From that flight image, you turn into another thing where you fall out of a tree and catch yourself, and then you fall out of a tree again and hit the ground. The walking you has its first kiss. The next one has you slapping this person or smiling at this person. And you begin to kind of piece together that it is literally your timeline of every decision you make, and every decision you made, and every decision that you're going to make. And as these images flash through your mind, you see bits and pieces of things that haven't even happened yet. A confrontation, you being kidnapped, being beaten, you stealing, you going to jail, you being thrown in a cage. You're like, is that the same cage, or is it a new cage? And you're almost now beginning to get confused by the fact that you're seeing every single fate or timeline that could happen to you. And right as you kind of close your eyes because it's taken up too much of you, I'm sorry, I will feed her in just a moment, you kind of close your eyes and kind of flinch back together, and an image that you see is the crown of your people being placed on your head. And as you kind of open your eyes, you see almost every fate that doesn't end in your death ends with the knighting ceremony of the crown of the leader of your people being placed on your head. And as much as you try to get away from that, all pathways aside from that seem to lead to a tombstone, and the thread of that time ending. As you begin to reject the scroll, it comes back to you, or it comes back to white. And I'll let you process that while I feed her really quick, because she's going to keep screaming otherwise.
My palms are sweating. Like,
Are we all gonna get a vision, or just?
I have no idea. Do you think
That's a lot. Bro.
that's a lot?
Were you in line for the throne? Huh. This is interesting.
This is
I'm
very
excited for
interesting.
your
Me too.
arc.
Steve's gonna get promotion. Sorry, I had to joke about it.
From eco-terrorists.
become eco-terrorists. If you think about it logistically,
we're
basically eco-terrorists.
basically
Never thought I'd say that sentence. So basically, I'm an eco-terrorist.
Hey, you chose sides, okay?
We did. We very much did.
Candace chose the side because it fixed her dress.
Because it fixed her gosh dang dress. Don't hit a child. Don't hit a child. No, I'm kidding.
She was like,
I'm kidding.
this side, dress.
Cedar looks up at White. I have to.
No. What you saw was time, not fate. Every decision has a tree, a branch, or a split, and you may choose yours. But understand, there was a reason you were chosen. Do you still not understand it?
I might.
You see, it is your kingdom that has my sister. It is your kingdom that is tearing her apart for gain. And this is the blessing that they give to the land, and the reason why they're allowed to lead. So you see, you were chosen because you have the power to challenge that verdict, to take back your land, and to free my sister from being ripped apart by her base energies.
Do my best. But one more question. Why not him? He'd have been so much better at all of this.
I don't make time. I am merely its keeper. You see, all of us have our own that we answer to. Construct of your consciousnesses that created us. My existence did not happen until yours created me. I merely watched the loom. So, you ask why you were chosen? Because all of creation made you the best candidate.
But I'm not. I'll do it, but I'm not.
You have a choice, but understand that if you tell me, you won't. Although I might not do anything, the others may. So, my recommendation is to take the carrot, as one would say. And you just have this foreboding feeling of fear wash over your body.
I'll do it. I want to help.
You are chosen for your wisdom, so I am not surprised by your decision. That is why yellow, the trick, the treat, the thief, the illusion, the mastery of one's mind chose you. So you see, so you understand, the more you learn, figure out, the reflection of yourself will come out. You wish to hide, so yellow can help hide you as your powers grow. I think you probably understood that as smart as you were. Just know that, although you have not seen Yellow, her sprite is as good as her. Have faith that you were chosen correctly.
Okay.
Now I can feel the burning in the room. Who else has questions? Yes, child.
Some fighting for my soul. And it's not the person who fixes my dress.
No, the Queen of Space fixes your dress. Although the Queen fighting for the underworld is the one fighting for your soul. You have unfinished business in the Shadowfell. You see, your grandfather promised your soul to her, but she has not come to collect you yet. I'm sure. And she'll kind of pull the womb from you as well, and it'll begin to circle you. Did you want to try to see it?
Yeah.
Roll a perception.
She's terrified now at the mention of grandfather, but she's just like, uh-oh. Okay. That is a 22.
Okay. You see everything very, very clearly. There's almost a highlighted path as you travel through this loom of scroll of energy that surrounds you, and you see yourself, beginning to walk and beginning to run, and you're wearing normal colors as a child. Everything's happy. You get thrown into the crypt and things get dark around you. Repeatedly, you're given into the darkness. You see the image, the silver cross with the red gem, carved into every statue inside that crypt as you kind of learn to compensate and talk to souls and talk to the energies of death around you. And you see your path very, very, very clearly. And one day, when you're a little bit older, you, almost like the dream that you had, approach a portal in the ground that pulls you into the Shadowfell realm, where the vision starts to get a little phasey and crazy and hazy. And now you're not sure exactly what's to happen, but you have thousands of hands pulling you in thousands of directions. And in front of you, you see a woman, a spider, a hybrid, wrapping you up. And in that moment that she wraps you up, you're almost saved by a woman dancing in moonlight. And you get the impression that these are not actual fates, but the ideas of fates, right? Creation ends when you enter the Feywild. Creation ends when you enter the Shadowfell. So it's more of an impression of a feeling that's around you, and you flash back, and your soul is still, and your body is still sitting in the crypt as you kind of walk out. But just as the pink has been adopted into your frame, you kind of skip past that moment because it's a dark spot on the loom, or the weave that's in front of you for your timeline, and you flash forward into the future, and you see a full-grown Kittis, and you look down on your hand, and there's a sterling silver ring, a solid silver ring, with 3 magical gems sitting on them. one with a black center, one with a green gem, emerald, and one with a pink gem. And as long as you watch them, they kind of dance around each other on this silver ring, and it's a wedding ring with your initials and someone else's initials. But the initials change. Sometimes it goes into a gold ring that's just like any of the others on your fingers. Sometimes it's a silver ring, and some fates it goes back to the wedding ring with the dancing gems on it. And other fates that you have end in death. Other fates that you have end with you being sucked deeper into the Shadowfell, not allowed to make the journey. So you see dozens of different fates, but one sticks out to you the most, and that's the one with your happy ending, with love and feeling. And as the loom kind of breaks away from you, she begins to speak again. Ah, yes. You wish to follow that path, I'm assuming, that you saw, yes? And I understand that there is awkwardness in this current time. Yes?
So sorry, I didn't understand it. The music went up when she was talking.
She says there's an awkwardness years apart that will make things weird for you, yes? So let me lend you, or well, lend Black my power. And she'll hold out her hand to you, and a solid silver pure orb of energy is in her hand. Do you take it?
Yeah.
So just as you do, she turns an even more ethereal bright white light with hints of blue, and you see your timeline in your mind flash through your mind. And as it stops, you see yourself holding out your hand to what looks to be an image of Reslin, also holding out his hand to you. And as your hand looks childlike in his adult hand, the forearms of your body split open, and thousands of threads do what they do best, as they begin weaving through your body. And it doesn't hurt, but as they weave and tighten and bend and pull and continue to stitch throughout your entire body, it almost contains you in a cocoon of black thread. And as the threads whip away, you see a more adult hand of Achilles, and Cedar and Dana now also see less of a child standing in front of them and more of a young adult. As the Fey Queen smiles, she pulls her hand away and the threads break away, and she says, "Welcome to your 76th birthday, young one. You are now more on your correct timeline."
I have a whole dress change.
She's been planning this. I can't believe this.
And so you now have a young adult elf that would not look as awkward next to an adult elf.
Yes!
Should they choose to bond together. Now I will need you to take care of your situation with your lesser god. That way,
Yeah, we're gonna try that.
This great war is happening, and it's causing a lot more death, and, well, we don't need the wrong god gaining powers from the souls that she's trying to collect. As you were marked by her, your fates are intertwined, so your job will be to kill her. I'm sure you'll figure it out.
Well, death is kind of my thing.
And she'll kind of say, do you have more questions?
Am I going to meet the Fae lady? The nicer one that fixes my dress.
Your Fae is of space, the very thing that creates all things. You are chosen because your heart remains pure, and the domination of creation can only work by one whose hands wield truth, justice. You were chosen because you are innocent, not naive to the world, and it could betray you, and you still not betray it. Do not betray those feelings, and creation will still be on your side.
Thank you, my queen.
Don't let Black hear you say that, and she'll kind of smile. Now you, dirty one.
Is you?
Purple does things so directly. It's so weird to touch things. Excuse
We're
me.
just watching White diss her sister.
Well, she goes her own way. If you knew her, you'd understand. We often use familiars, and she'll kind of tickle Philo's chin, as our interactors, our intermediaries. Purple does not use familiars. Instead, she grants her boons to many warriors, those of a just path, and she does not seek a specific mission. She does not align herself with our cause, but she creates warriors, cursed creatures who are no longer cursed or broken, and she grants them boons to continue to fight. So you see, she just touches them, and she'll kind of shudder, and this is weird character for her, because she doesn't want to, like, actually interact with anyone. Like, you get the impression that, like, she's above people and things, but Purple, you remember Purple, and she guided your hand and your sword, and she granted you, training and worked more with hundreds of people just like you. So you remember your time in the forest, if you will. So you're assuming you would like to likely see your own timeline?
Nope.
No? Interesting. And she'll kind of look at you. Not even an inkling.
What's there to see? If it'll happen, it'll happen. If it won't, it won't.
That is a good answer. And she'll kind of look up, and then she'll review the scroll. So we're here. And she'll smile at you. Pick a number between 1 and 3.
3.
So that is our timeline. Things should get very interesting with you. Just stay your course. Keep your dreams close. And if you want an explanation of your powers, at least in the finite, stay true to your cause and your powers will continue to assist you. Even though they course through your veins like a dirty, created thing.
She's gonna go, okay, I I don't like to diss, but we'll look past that. We'll look past that. I do have one question.
You may ask.
And she kind of holds out the new medallion. Does my buddy ever get better?
There is a land that resides between the Feywild and the Shadowfell. And unfortunately, when a celestial creature is broken and they fall from grace, the bond between those realms is far too great. Can it be undone or redone? I'm sure. There are pathways and fates in all aspects of things, but the answer will not be found in the realm you reside in your day-to-day. It is above you or below you, you understand, yes?
Yes.
Then your answer is thus. Look elsewhere, look beyond, and if your fate or time permits, then it will be, if that is your wish. For King.
One more teensy little question.
Hmm.
How do I turn him from a necklace to a horse, from a horse to a necklace?
Interesting. How would you?
And I've been fucking dying to do this since I was cackling over it 20 minutes ago. She goes, um, Kingy, I choose you.
You. Pardon me. Well, I jumped out a window. Okay, that's
So-
exactly what I was thinking. No, it's absolutely amazing. I'm joking. It's a first floor window. It's not going to do anything other than look dramatic.
So you're a survival master, are you? And so you pull the medallion, the flame kind of breaks off the chain portion of it, you throw it, right? I'm assuming you throw it like a Pokeball.
No, I just like hold it out.
Oh, okay.
Yay!
Gotcha. And the flame will kind of pop out and like the light wave of a Pokeball, it will kind of like accumulate on the ground as a small flame and then grow into a large flame that births the nightmare of a horse. And it'll kind of smile, and you'll hear just a powerful neigh and a light, bright light.
Nightmare.
And she'll actually pet the
Toddler
nightmare.
would jump out a window for it.
And she'll look at you, and you see, King chose you. So, you want to know how to get him to work?
Mm-hmm.
He is alive, has his own fate that he's chosen to intertwine with you for now. But he is his own being, with his own consciousness, his own mind. And when I draw a character sheet for him, I'll probably be smarter than you as well. So, understand that the decision was just as much his as it was yours, young miss. Take care of each other for now. I can spare a horse from my arsenal. For Purple's sake.
He's gonna partially as a thank you, partially as retribution for all the dirty comments. Dane is gonna run up and hug her leg.
Oh dear.
Oof.
Well,
Guess Rain's gonna introduce a new character on Sunday.
Okay. So you run, and as you start beginning to run, plot armor will intervene because the dice, and you begin to age rapidly. 100 years
Uh-oh.
old,
Go back.
200 years old, another step 300 years old, another step 400 years old, and as you take your 8th step, you are an old crone of a woman, and as you begin to take that arc of another step, and you start to reach out for her leg, your body literally turns to base, ash, chemical, energy, soul, as it poofs and decays and disrupts into nothingness, and you reset exactly where you were before you took your first step.
Okay, no touching. Got it.
You are
Well,
in
that
the
was
domain
something.
of
you know,
one.
that's something I expected me to do.
Makes a valid point. Look so pretty.
You are in
Thank
the
you.
domain of time itself. Please behave.
Not if you keep calling me dirty.
She'll kind of just do little fingers at you. I almost endear your tininess. I will refrain from my comments for now. But no, and in her a dark voice that only you can hear, no, I can squash you like a bug.
What kind of bug?
And just as soon as you answer, like, your mind fades kind of back and you're back in the moment where you're at. I do enjoy these games, but I must get time moving again.
Sophie has a question for the DM.
Sure.
Do Galen and Ocarin get to see anything? Because I can clip it and send it to them individually.
I'll probably retcon it with them.
Okay. Just wanted to double check. I didn't want them to miss out.
And do I get to design my new dress?
Yes, as long as it's still pink. That's my only
It
condition.
is most definitely still pink.
Okay.
I am not losing that. I've had this dress designed.
So, if you would like then, please explain who everyone is now looking at.
So of course she's older and everything like that, and she like now actually looks like a young adult. So the way the dress went, because the dress was for a child, not a young adult, it now has an open back with the black thread edge lacing back and forth, and like it has the kind of like still has like the floof on the side, but it has like threads kind of keeping like that made it like a little bit bigger, or so then it like can like adjust for her new change. And so then the bow is no longer a bow on the top front. It now instead just wraps around the waist, which is as a way to kind of cover the breaks in the side of it. And there we go. So
Okay. You are looking at a 20-ish year old older Kittis, who is the same person, just looks a bit different.
wait, hold on. How like 20 years older? So that would be like
So, you are 76 now.
76.
She
Mhm.
literally said, "Welcome to your 76th birthday."
Yeah. So then
Yeah, she's just trying to do the calculations for what that is in elf.
Elf years. Give me a sec.
How elf old are you?
So I figured if it, in this canon-ish environment, I don't know what the base lore of elven aging in D&D 5e is, which I can look up. I just don't have it memorized. But what we're going with is 13, 14-year-old Kittis was about 50. Young adult, like 17, 18, is probably going to be like 70-ish. And then you're considered more adult, like 2021 or 20
Okay.
at 100.
Okay, we'll
So
count that then.
They kind of
So-
age slower, but I figured that's kind of the intent behind what I was doing for you. Because Reslin was an adult. He was, I think we put him at what, like 115 or something like that. So
Yeah, somewhere around there.
yeah. So now it's less awkward. So he's not holding the hand of a
Yay!
50-year-old child. You're welcome.
All right, sounds good. So I'm like around like what was it, 16, 17? No.
Probably put you at 17, 18, yeah.
17, 18. So.
White just said, "I ship this. Let's speed this up." She's literally just trying to make her OTP happen.
All because I made the child decide that one.
Random bartender.
This mining town.
That makes sense.
And I don't know if I conveyed the nod to the ring, but there's a black gem that represents death, there's a pink gem that represents Kittis, and a green gem that represents Reslin. And as the gems, like, if you stare at the ring, it's a magical ring that'll actually like shift or move around, because it's playful, a lot like Kittis is. So he would have bought you a magical engagement ring.
Aww,
if you choose. If you choose that fate. Of course, nothing is ever set in stone, and that's what I wanted to kind of represent. Except for Cedar. I kind of hardlined her into royalty, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
The time goddess said no.
The time goddess said, yeah, see, do I have to? Yeah.
Do it. We have no use for you.
We all go freaking die. Cedar's cortisol levels are currently off the charts.
Candace's cortisol levels went down. She's just like, wait. Oh, sorry. Back to the game.
Grab my cat really quick. I'll be right up so I gotta let her out of her
I
feeding
got a little bit longer. So, like, Erin, we got an insult.
Yay!
Yep.
Oh, baby Kittis is no more. Now she is less baby.
Just as chaotic.
Just
I
as
apologize
chaotic.
to everyone.
Do you really know? Do you really?
Hey, I apologize to the
You apologize to the what?
I apologize to everyone who says they watch the stream. And I'm
No,
like,
you
I'm
don't
so
need to
sorry. And I'm sorry for everyone who loves Kittis. Don't worry, she'll be just as chaotic, just now older.
Now it just won't be weird.
Hello again.
Hello.
I was apologizing to any viewers who are gonna miss Kittis and assured them she'll be just as chaotic as an adult.
Oh, I'm sure. Just the potential for more damage and havoc is just higher, that's all.
Yeah.
Oh, mercy.
Because now she doesn't have the "I'm a dumb kid" excuse, which I will miss.
She should try to use that excuse at some point in the future. The party's like,
No,
nope, you're an adult now.
I am a dumb young adult.
Sorry also for now changing another token, sort of.
Don't worry, I'll buy a new one. I was excited with this dress idea.
The party now. Teenager scared. I'm not gonna sing the rest because copyright.
I know. I have all royalty-free music officially now.
Nice.
The music has been on point.
Yes.
I mean, usually is, but especially this session.
But anyway, back to the game.
Okay. So you are standing in the Time Maiden's chamber. She explained to you that she's a construct of conscious thought, so she is literally a god that has been created by creation and poofed into existence when the concept of time has happened. You understand that now the fire and water are probably also, at least the charges are also created from the same construct. So there's another fae goddess or god out there, ethereal creature if you will, that is forcibly have their powers removed that they would used to give willingly. The story as you understand it, that there are two kingdoms. One is likely going to be related to Gale's story. One is related to Cedar's story. And yes, so you have an inkling that you might have to go home one day. And we're probably going to move into your arc.
Yes!
In this session.
Yes!
I'm
Sorry,
so excited
I
for
am
your
very excited.
So yes, we are officially starting arcs that tie into stories now. I will be giving you guys levels, and as a reminder, something to get you from 15 to 20 is going to be potentially magical, and it's probably going to happen all at once. So look forward to that.
Whoa.
Sweet.
Promotion.
I don't know what order we're going to take care of the rest of the modules for everybody, but we will do it eventually.
I suggest we don't start with mine right after yours. My God.
So, the fun part is, next part of the conversation, is yours is on a different continent. So, the conversation goes as follows. Your resolution is a bit more pressing, as it's the earliest on the timeline. I know Black has shown you glimpses of existence. You need more motivation, understand that. If you do proceed, then the library that you saw will be yours, and the dragon girl will also be yours, as I know you requested a familiar. And until you get yours, would you like to still borrow mine?
We would love that if you would be so kind.
And
Can't stay mad at the little sucker. He's too cute to be mad at.
6 silver balls that are floating around will kind of fly into Philo's ears, and his eyes will light up and flash white for a moment as he kind of looks up at the Fey Queen and will nod. He has his new orders, and they should line up with what needs to be done.
Are we gonna end up with another fire demon?
Another what?
Another fire demon.
Wicker Man, he set something on
I
fire.
just kind of pulls out the stone.
Peter
Well,
does a whole double take.
like
You have that?
It's mine.
I'm not touching it.
I found it.
and
What?
like the nightmare around the neck that you chose, Philo also has his own consciousness. That Wicker Man was a construct of his imagination, so... And she'll kind of look at the loom. I guess there's always a possibility for more giant, flaming, sentient festivals. And she'll laugh.
Well, that answers that question. Candace puts the rock back in her bag.
Philo, you imagine that? What the heck?
It's in that head.
So, I'm
Candace
assuming...
considers using the dream stone on Philo. No! Out of curiosity.
Oh,
Brace
jeez.
yourself.
I'm assuming you'll need help getting home?
Suppose so.
Let's see what timeline we're on. Pick a number between 1 and 6.
5. Like me.
And so it shall be. Any other questions before you go? This will likely be your last chance to talk to a queen for a while.
What is Yellow in charge of?
tricks, knowledge, fun, a puzzle, if you will, and understanding.
I rather like that answer.
It's almost as if Yellow chose you for a reason.
Thank you, milady.
Of course. And I'm sure Black will understand that you stole her soap. It is rather nice.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't mean to steal it. She just dropped it.
Well, she can always create more. She is all things and nothing.
Queen of time and Queen of space and some.
That
That was Sophie, not Cedar.
Yep. So we're looking at the Queen of Creation, the Queen of Knowledge, and the Queen of War, essentially.
Dang. Okay then.
She dropped the soap. She left the soap. Now her soap.
And I suppose I should probably leave you with some gifts then. That seems to be what the others do when we part.
Oh.
Let's see. You love new magic, yes?
Always.
Well, we've created this new class of magic for war, so I guess we should give you the boon of being able to wield it.
Really?
And so you guys are going to receive, any wizard or part wizard is going to receive a spell. A second level spell. That will be along the same lines of the Geomancy school that I've already given you guys. And I'll go and post it in Discord for now.
Thank you.
Which Discord is Discord? This is Tavern Bard. That'll be fine. Here, it came out weird. Hang on. I'll just take a screenshot of it. And so players understand, because Dana's technically already seen this. This is a variation of a 9th level spell given to you at a 2nd level.
Ah, yes!
So, it is very, very, very powerful and has very, very, very specific effects. And so you guys understand a little bit more about it. The reason why the mirror wasn't able to answer the questions about what's going on with the Fae is that this whole process is very new and only people alive still really know. Same with the School of Magic. The School of Magic doesn't exist because it was specifically created by the Fae to wage war. So, enjoy. Since all three of you technically, I think, have some form of shenanigans.
Magical shenaniganery.
You guys can all add this to your repertoire, if you will, along with the original Earth Shadow that I gave you.
Awesome!
Now, Dana will also receive a different gift, however. Kind of akin to what you want, and to give you the idea that what you want may need to be built. So, where did you want it, by the way?
Oh, that's tough. That's something I still haven't figured out.
Okay. So I'll go ahead and put it on your chest for now.
Okay.
and we'll retcon it later if we need to. But a single line will begin to form. Just a single wisp of a line, about 3 or 4 inches, appears on your chest, and any damage, any scarring, any blemishes on the skin begins to fade away as you have the first line of what looks to be a tattoo right over the core of your solar plexus, if you will.
Okay.
Is that the solar plexus? The major? Whatever's up here, between the throat
think
and
right here.
the diaphragm.
Sternum. Right here would be the sternum. If it's like right here,
Yeah, there you go.
that'd be more of like the sternum.
Basically the sternum. And that's kind of where it'll start.
Okay.
So, your path. And your understanding. Everybody kind of understands what's going on. A little bit of answers. Is there anything else you guys wanted? Because this is your freedom to ask anything more or less story related and get a not as vague answer.
Oh. Was there ever a timeline where he didn't have to go? Where I didn't mess up?
There are things that are constant across all lines that end and begin. Was there a way or a time that you yourself could have saved him? I don't see one where you had control. There were 2 paths, or 4, or 6, or 8, but they all stemmed from that moment, as it is a core of who you are and what put you on my doorstep today.
Last question for me. So is Haku okay?
Oh.
And she'll look up and she'll wave her hand up against the ceiling, and a pocket will be created. And when you look up above you, you see the sand wall and the sandstorm and the sky and the center of a hurricane. And clear as day, you see the image of a bird trying to breach the wall, but cannot seem to, and flies off. Well, he's alive.
That's good.
Constitutes okay in that weird little mind of yours is beyond me. At least in this time. But he's here, and there, and everywhere.
Still watching over me. Oh, he's gonna be shocked.
Well,
No dip, Sherlock.
I would say that he might be a little less shocked than your possible beloved. That I cannot wait for, because it is such a fun conversation in all time.
Thank you.
Just take care of your God issue, will you? Don't
Yeah, that's yeah.
don't forget it. But alas, time must begin again. This was a nice respite for what it was. Are you ready?
Yes,
Hmm.
I'm ready.
And she'll close her eyes, but then her eyes will look open. You'll see another version of her phase and kind of split off from herself as she touches her finger to your forehead. She doesn't actually touch you. She comes close, and a white orb bursts at each of your minds. And before you know it, you are standing in the middle of a different city. The chill of winter begins to pierce through your skin and into your bones. As you were wearing clothes that were appropriate in the desert, it was hot, it was burning, it was summer, and now it seems to be cold, and ice seems to be formed on the cobblestone roads underneath your feet. As you begin to look around, Cedar being the only one to recognize this area, and for some reason, you are all in Nexus. And I'll pull up that map here shortly.
Drama time for Bird.
While you do that, Dana's just gonna kind of shiver and go, I I don't like this. I was used to the hot. Let me fix this. Let me fix this. And she's gonna grab out her left much more violent looking short sword and drag it again across her arm, and it's going to erupt in flame. And she's gonna go, that is so much better. I like that a lot more. And just hold this fiery short sword next to her.
Maybe
Don't you
we
have the
should,
fire medallion though?
maybe
Yes.
we should have like asked her for like winter clothes. You could have warned us it's cold here.
To be fair, I didn't know we were gonna come here. DM, can you text
Ooh.
me in the chat which one we're at?
Yes. So you have the map, right?
Mhm.
So
Yeah,
you know
like-
what the Blessed Isle is? If you go directly to the right, the first coastal city that's large you'll see is Nexus.
Got it. Okay. Okay, so yeah.
And so, would you like to know what you know about Nexus?
Yes,
'Cause you
I would
read-
like to know. Sophie would like to know what Cedar knows, because for once there's a disconnect.
The characters know more than the player.
For
no
once.
worries. So yes, and I'm okay to talk about your backstory a little bit without giving too much away.
Just don't give too much away.
Sure. Your friend is here. This is the city in which you operated.
A gun. That's fun.
You
Love that.
you did jobs and you worked in this city a lot alongside your friend. And
Yeah.
this is where it happened. What's interesting is you don't know why you were dropped here, given the fact that your tie-in was supposed to be like royalty and being crowned, and you're like, that's my timeline. Why am I in Nexus, right? Because this is your life that happened post home, right? So you went south. You were found by friend. Friend took you to Nexus. You worked with friend in the family business. And that's kind of where you left off, right?
Oh.
You know of the river that goes inland to various different cities. This has a big port. There's a lot of rich here. Nexus is kind of like the technical advancement of the world. So a lot of artificers are here. A lot of people, a lot of good thinkers are here. I think I explained it as the Silicon Valley, right? So
Yeah.
this would be like 50 to 70 years more technically advanced than the rest of the world. A lot of technologies come out of Nexus and start to kind of disseminate around the rest of the world, so there's a lot of shipping. Most of the shipping actually goes inland to the bigger ports town of Great Forks because it's like the channeling of all rivers. But you know a lot about Nexus and a lot about the technology. So there's a lot of rich people here, a lot of adventures. Just basically, there's a lot. Huge city, separated into different districts. Each district has their own kind of economy in and of itself. And the buildings are all more Victorian era as opposed to Renaissance areas. So even the buildings themselves, a lot of them might even have like running water and things like that. Versus like
cool.
smaller towns, you wouldn't see that as much, right?
Mhm.
So Nexus is it's very huge, and there's a lot going on there. And yeah, so that's so you almost feel uncomfortable being here again, as you would assume, right?
Mhm.
Okay.
So
Mhm.
what the rest of the party members see is like the instant like the Cedar seems to recognize this place, but the instant she does, she instantly puts her hood up and her posture almost changes. Whereas when she was confronting guards or people who were, I guess, looking down on her, she would straighten up. Um, but when she was with her friends, she would have a bit of a more relaxed posture. This posture is almost like closed in, a little more like almost like she's trying to make herself a bit smaller. Almost unnoticeable, but it's not the normal Cedar posture. I'm here.
You okay?
Yes, I just don't like this town very much.
Hmm.
Bad things happened here, and we need to leave as soon as possible.
Seconded. Let's get out of here.
I would like better clothes.
Yeah, we
My
can
my
find
my
that.
cape is not going to handle this weather.
I'd give you mine, but I want my hood up.
Yeah, you are all freezing. Um,
I do have my fire sword up.
you do have your fire sword up in the middle of a town, and everybody's
Yes.
kind of giving you weird looks because not only are you not dressed for winter, but now you have a flaming sword in the middle of a town, and
Fire!
so there's a lot of hustle and bustle. There's a lot of people around. There's a lot of things kind of happening and going around. You know what I mean? You guys seem to be kind of in the middle of a little bit more of a market district. The sun is kind of cresting the sky, and you can tell it's actually sundown now at this point. Whereas last you thought it was kind of in the morning, but you also realize that months have passed. It's
Oh,
pretty
you
easy to
son
Son
of
of
assume
a
winning.
gun! Month?
months. Um,
Oh, I gotta
you
write a letter to Reslin.
Oh,
um,
he just hasn't had a letter for months. He's like, the kid died, didn't it?
yeah. So you guys were probably in the equivalent of July, which
Mm.
was Salmander. You guys are now. Where did I drop you in my notes?
Can you
here?
send us what the different months are
Ooh.
in Discord?
Sure.
At some point. It doesn't have to be
Yeah,
now.
I'll have to retype them because I have a paper calendar. So give me 1 second. Um, it's yes. So you are now in. Come on, pages, being stuck together. Yolier, which would be kind of the equivalent of December.
Merry Crisis.
Yeah, so about 5 months, give or take, have passed.
Okay then.
Can we please get into someplace warm?
Yes, luckily we are in the market district. So might be able to find some good clothes here.
Yes. Cliff shopping time.
Let's try to keep our voices down. Only I don't have but for me.
Okay.
Thank you.
I am now an adult.
Yes, and you look amazing.
Thank you.
Oh,
I am
you grew up
freezing.
so fast.
Quite literally.
Cedar's going mom mode.
She had a growth spurt. Just
Boom.
it's almost like
was 5 months. She's in a 5-month growth spurt now.
Not
Right.
in 5 months growth spurt, guys. I just grew like 20 years in 5
Shot up
months.
like a weed.
you want to talk about meta. That's 20 some odd years in 5 months.
Holy. And Cedar just like started like fixing her little what? sorry.
It's okay.
So you would know how to navigate the markets pretty well.
Mhm.
You'd be kind of in the middle of the town, the Nexus district, essentially, versus the bigger market where like things are a lot more wholesale. These are a lot more just like kind of like the shopping mall, if you will, the outdoor stores.
Mhm.
The bigger market is where all the trade happens from in and out of the city. It's right on a channel river, so people will move the goods via the water. So right now you guys are just kind of in the actual like storefront business, if you will, more for the locals than the travelers. There are tons of shops around you that are open. A lot of gas lamps now have begun to turn on as well, and you can kind of see the street is a little bit more bright. And so you kind of know a little bit more about where you are and stuff like that.
Okay. She's kind of like looking around, getting her bearings.
Clothing shop.
Alright. Alright, yes, let's go this way. And I would like to go to one that I know is going to have, good value, but not crazy expensive.
Sure.
Because I know what happens when we try to go cheap in this party.
Oh yeah, that's not changing.
I know.
So, yeah, you find a store pretty well. I mean, you navigate a couple blocks. What you guys all notice is that Cedar knows like pretty much where exactly she's going. She's not looking at maps. She's not looking at guideposts. She's just kind of walking, hunched over. And you guys, I'm assuming you guys will more than likely kind of keep up. Dana just huddling around her flaming sword.
Also hood up.
Also hood up. And then you have Kittis who's just like, look at my new body. And she's just
Hi,
like,
highlighted pink dress, everybody.
Right.
No, I'm joking. No, I know it's a prince.
Pastel.
I'm just messing with you. Also, like, what is the general like makeup of the population?
You see people from all over. There are elves, humans, dwarves, your standard array of fantasy creatures, if you will. You actually see every now and again warforges actually walking by as well. You notice that they have charges on their backs of both orange for fire as well as water, and every now and again they kind of produce steam from a vent at various parts of their bodies. And so they're kind of moving around, but they also have more traditional warforged that tend to be bigger, heavily armored, and essentially more sentient, less mechanical, and they actually seem to be able to talk and point people in directions. So you get the feeling that these are kind of security forces walking around that are kind of newer additions to the city. The police force tended to be more tiefling, and which is weird because like the rest of the world's like tiefling, right? But like they are a lot more commonplace here. They don't really seem to discriminate or be racist or anything like that. If you can prove your value, you can kind of belong in the city. So there's literally bits and pieces of everything. There are also like changeling creatures running around, almost children, that are transforming their shape to look like other children as they kind of like run by. So even sorts of facets of magical creatures are here as well. You get a sense that if you were looking for it, you could find it here eventually, and no one would bat an eyelash.
When Cedar sees some of these little changeling kids like run by, she kind of like giggles to herself just a little bit. Also, can a player ask other players to roll perception?
Yeah, we did earlier when we were like wondering if Kid, like you could tell that Kidis was excited.
Yeah, I mean,
I kind of want.
You
What?
can initiate a conversation or a check if you wanted to.
Yes, actually, I would like to see if the two of you notice something Cedar does kind of as she's walking.
Okay. 18.
Okay. Kidis definitely notices.
10.
10. Ooh. Yeah, I don't know if Dana notices. I don't think so. But Kidis notices Cedar kind of almost fluidly turns the ring. Like, she only wears usually 1 or 2 rings. Mostly 1, unless she's found another. But the ring that normally has an owl on it, she's rotated it so that the owl would be here. The thin metal band is here. That's all.
Kidis notes it.
Yeah, and we just walk to the store.
Okay.
I guess.
So you move a couple of blocks and you go in, and it's a pretty nice storefront. Lots of untailored clothes. They're kind of like blanks, you know what I mean? That they'll kind of stitch and tailor to your person had you need them. So this is kind of like a clothing slash tailor's office. They have some pre-made clothes that are kind of fancy in design, but not as fancy. Prices seem to be pretty reasonable overall. And the shopkeeper, he was kind of measuring someone as you walked in. He'll be like, "I'll be with you in just a moment." And after a few moments, he'll walk up to you and, "How can I be of assistance?"
Good, whatever time it is. I need something warm.
Yes, yes, of course. Warm. I can do warm. It's kind of winter. I'm surprised you guys are not dressed for winter. How?
We lost our luggage on the road.
Ah, and so you have the clothes on your back. You still have your wallets, I presume.
Oh, most definitely.
Fortunately.
Well, then you are welcome in my establishment. Please, if you would like, come warm yourselves by the stoves here. And you'll notice that the stoves are not made of coal. They're not producing smoke. It's almost electric, the heaters. And there's a small little fan that's pushing warmth into the shop through kind of like a little metal radiator. And it's very warm, like the closer you get to it. And so you're looking for warm gear, are you? Yes. Well, I have some pre-made things. I'm guessing the lady likes pink here. And do you guys have any preference? Are you bundled in hoods, or do you want to stay hooded? You understand what I mean?
If it's all the same, I would rather stay hooded.
Of course. Well, we have various thicker double-walled cloaks that you guys can wear. They tend to be a little bit more of a premium. Do you have any color preference on the inside and outside? And he's just kind of jotting down notes.
I need pink. Anything pink.
I'm
As long as but it's not the type of pink that clashes with this.
not surprised at all. Not surprised at all. I can definitely whip you something up there. And you too?
Thank you.
Green if you have it.
Okay, I can do green. Inner and outer?
Gray on the inside, if that is all right. Sort of a mottled color,
Perfect.
like the forest.
Okay. And he'll kind of whip his finger around and people go into the back, and then you can hear what sounds to be small machines start kind of whirring up. And for you, ma'am?
Oh, I'm fine as I am.
You're fine as you are.
You sure?
How do
Dana?
you expect to stay warm? It's kind of freezing.
I'll be okay.
Do you still have your sword?
Yeah.
And do you expect to do that everywhere?
Sure.
Nope. Whoa.
Whoa! Maybe you shouldn't.
No,
Apparently that was
definitely.
highly offensive.
Just, sorry about that. I almost went a full session without screwing up. Darn it.
That was hilarious. We're sorry.
Right. It's like security comes in, roll initiative. No.
I just wanted a pink cape.
The Warforged busts through the wall like the Kool-Aid Man. It's like, oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
So.
Why is he yelling? Oh yeah.
So yeah. Just after a couple moments, they'll come out and how will you guys be paying? Do you have a credit line with the city, or are you paying cash or currency today?
What is it?
And, okay. And sure. So all in all, we have the buffer jackets and the inner and outer layer cloaks. Be about 2 gold each for the gear.
Thank you, sir.
Sounds like a plan.
And so he kind of produces for you, and would you like it wrapped, or are you going to wear them out?
I think we should wear them out.
Probably wear them out.
Okay. And you actually get really finely crafted, and they didn't even take your measurements, but they're perfectly down to just above the ankle, so they don't touch the ground unless you like bend over specifically, and it's perfect to your height. They were able to kind of size it up just by looking, and it's an outer cloak with an inner wool layer. It's definitely heavier. It's probably about 3 times heavier than a cloak you're wearing now. That's just kind of single layered, but it will. You get the feeling that there's a wool inner layer. You can actually smell the linolene oil from the middle layer of the cloak, as there's kind of an inside layer of like a shiny cloak of a shiny material, and then you have a matte base color outside. Kittis is the same pink, shade of pink that matches on the outside, and the inside layer has kind of like a shiny reddish pink depending on the light, and Cedar has kind of something similar of her colors as well. And like I said, you can smell the oil on the inner layer. So these are going to be naturally wind resistant, naturally waterproof, naturally the wind won't really be able to penetrate them, but they are quite heavy. And then he also produced you guys so you can wear kind of the same clothes. And he got them for Dana as well, but kind of like long johns, or like a thinner inner layer of just nice like woven clothes to linen to wear underneath your clothes to keep you warm, so you have more than just the cloak. And he threw it in for free.
Nice.
Is there a mirror in here?
Yeah. No, yeah, it's a clothing store. There's
Oh,
mirrors, there's dressing rooms.
Can just like spinning in front of the mirror, partially like for the clothes, but partially to be like, I'm an adult. I'm an adult.
Is she saying this out loud?
Maybe.
Just like, I knew I'd look good, but I look good.
I am a great adult.
She's like, bask in my glory, peasants.
And yeah, so you guys have some cold weather gear, at least to kind of keep you going for a little bit. And Dana, you have an inner layer at least to help you out if you so choose.
And I guess we can retcon that Akarin and Gale got coats as well.
Yeah. For the same cost, I'll just tell them that they paid for it.
Nice. You bought coats. What do you mean? You bought coats. You have no choice. You need them.
2 gold each, please.
Give me money. I give you coats.
All right. So you are here, and you bought your outfit, and everything seems kosher. It is a lot more dark outside. You guys spent some time here. The shop is probably closing. The sun is kind of down. The streets are lit with just the gas lamps by the time you exit. Where do you go from here?
Probably to find an inn.
Let's find an inn.
Not a bad inn.
We're not gonna go to a bad inn.
I
Sakes
swear,
gracious alive.
I swear, if the bath makes me more dirty than when I started, I will strangle you.
Don't worry, I know
I'm
good
not
places.
big enough.
Oh, great. That's fun.
Let's see. Let's find a better tavern for you guys.
Thank you. Sophia and Cedar both. Thank you.
I have been giving her crap about that, even off screen.
You know what? Every time you give me crap about it off screen, I'll give you crap about the game of Secret Hitler we played.
I guilt tripped her so bad.
Checkmate.
I'm not like I no longer feel bad about that. It's
Dang
a new
it.
day. It's a
Nah,
new
I'm messing
day.
with you. I'm messing with you.
I straight up lied and guilt tripped her,
She did.
and to make letting me win.
And I fell for it. I even had a little voice going, she's probably tricking you.
And then I flopped over all defeated, all sad.
Alright. So I found one that's a little bit nicer. I've been looking at them because I know you guys want nicer ones. So technically, Jeezy's was really good tavern. It just he was kind of cursed by the bag of holding rats.
Bag of holding rats.
It was not a nice place. The bath made me more dirty than when I started.
Because it was infested with rats. They didn't go down there to clean it anymore. Upstairs was nice.
Views of the upstairs stank.
So Oh,
You
yeah,
are
huh.
not winning this one.
That's true. Yeah, yeah.
She's been prepping for this. You just.
Here, hold on. Let me. I'll give you a nice upstairs. Hang on. Where'd I put it? This will be the Dragonstone's Inn. It's a little bit smaller, so it's really kind of meets the middle of small and low key, trying to keep a low profile because that's subconsciously where you would have probably wanted to go, and still at least a little bit nicer. So here we go. We'll just do top and bottom floor. You can see how it earned its name because on the upper floor, where the rooms are and beds are, you can kind of see that they have a dragon. So there's rooms on the bottom floor that are a little bit cheaper. They have nicer premium rooms up top. There are baths and things like that along the outer walls and stuff that you can kind of wash. And then downstairs there's a bunch of tables and things like that as well. So not huge, but enough to fit a small contingent of people as needed.
All right. Dragonstone Inn is usually a nice place. I don't think that much can change in what, 4 or 5 years.
Well, it looks nice enough.
All right, let's go in.
Okay. So you guys all just kind of go in and settle in?
Yeah.
All right. And so you guys go and settle in, and you guys are at the tavern, and lots of craziness, lots of fun. There's definitely a lot of people around. More people are drinking, and then as the night goes on, they begin to kind of leave, and some people go to their rooms and things like that. I gotta reorganize my music because I had where was it? Oh no. Oh well. I had like I had bar music, but it's hold on. Oh well, I'll find it. But yeah. So as you're drinking and things like that, the bartender will actually walk up to the party, and he'll walk up and just kind of look around the table and be like, "Long time no see. What are you having?" And your heart kind of drops because the first place that you settled in at is somebody who recognizes who you are.
Do I know him? Like, do I know his name?
You don't remember his name,
Oops.
but he was a barback at a bar that you used to frequent quite often as kind of your after work tradition, if you will. And I think that's probably where we'll end the session if you guys want.
Yep. Ooh, yay! Thank you.
Well, you can think about your responses.
I am so excited.
All right.
Thank you. I really did want to wait for the other two to get to like the meat of the story, like with Cedar's arc. That is.
Yeah, definitely.
So this is perfect stopping place.
All right. Well, we do have a couple of watchers. I think 2. I don't know. So, with that, I guess we're heading out, everybody. So, for those of you who stuck around, thanks for watching. And I will go ahead and end stream.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye.
Peace.